In the deepest quiet of space, beyond the reach of our most powerful telescopes, beyond the furthest galaxies we've ever glimpsed, there exists something extraordinary. A realm so vast, so mysterious, that it makes our entire observable universe, with its 100 billion galaxies, seem like a single grain of sand on an endless cosmic shore. Tonight, you're about to journey to the very edge of everything we know and peer into the infinite mystery that lies beyond. Welcome to Nexra Science, where we explore the gentle mysteries of our cosmos. I'm here to guide you through one of the most profound questions humans have ever asked. What secrets hide beyond the boundaries of everything we can see? Tonight, we'll drift together through the hidden cosmos, discovering why the universe might be just the beginning of an infinite story. If this journey feels right to you, consider subscribing to join our community of curious dreamers. And wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is where you're listening, you're welcome here in this moment of wonder. Now dim the lights, settle in, and let's drift into tonight's journey beyond the edge of everything. You float in the darkness of space, surrounded by the gentle glow of distant stars. Each point of light carries stories that have traveled billions of years to reach you. But as you gaze into this cosmic tapestry, you begin to understand something remarkable. Everything you see, every galaxy, every nebula, every dancing cluster of stars, exists within what astronomers call the observable universe. It's like standing in a vast library, but you can only see the books within a certain radius of where you stand. Beyond that circle, there are shelves stretching infinitely in every direction, filled with volumes you'll never be able to reach. The observable universe extends about 46.5 billion light-years in every direction from where you float. This might seem puzzling at first. After all, the universe is only about 13.8 billion years old. How can we see light from objects 46.5 billion light-years away? The answer lies in the gentle expansion of space itself. As light from distant galaxies traveled toward you through cosmic time, space itself was stretching, carrying those galaxies further away, even as their light journeyed through the darkness. It's as if you're watching a friend walk away from you on a moving walkway that's carrying them backward. They appear to move much further than they actually walked. You drift closer to this cosmic boundary, this edge of the observable. Imagine it as a sphere of visibility surrounding you, its surface marked not by walls or barriers, but by the simple limits of light and time. Beyond this boundary, light from distant regions hasn't had enough time to reach you since the universe began. It's not that nothing exists there. It's that the story of those distant places hasn't yet arrived at your cosmic address. But what might exist beyond this gentle frontier? You find yourself contemplating possibilities that stretch the imagination like the expanding universe itself stretches space. The first possibility is perhaps the most beautiful in its simplicity: more of the same. Beyond your observable universe, there might simply be more galaxies, more stars, more planets, continuing the same cosmic symphony you see around you. These regions would follow the same physical laws, host the same types of matter and energy, and tell similar stories of stellar birth and death, of planetary formation and cosmic evolution. As you consider this possibility, you notice how it changes your perspective on existence itself. If the universe extends infinitely beyond what you can observe, then everything that's possible within the laws of physics doesn't just happen once. It happens infinitely many times. Somewhere out there, beyond the cosmic horizon, there might be another galaxy remarkably similar to the Milky Way. In that galaxy, around a star much like our Sun, there might orbit a world that mirrors Earth in every detail. The implications ripple through your mind like gentle waves on a cosmic ocean. You drift deeper into this contemplation, and the concept of the cosmic horizon begins to feel more personal, more profound. This boundary isn't fixed, it's constantly expanding. Every second, as light from slightly more distant regions finally completes its journey to you, your observable universe grows larger. You're like an explorer whose map of the territory keeps expanding, revealing new lands at the edges. But no matter how much the observable universe grows, if the actual universe is infinite, you'll always be seeing just an infinitesimal fraction of what exists. The mathematics of infinity begin to whisper their secrets to you as you float in this conceptual space. In an infinite universe, the number of possible arrangements of matter and energy, while vast, is still finite within any given volume of space. This leads to a startling conclusion. If you travel far enough beyond the observable universe, you would eventually encounter exact duplicates of everything you've ever known. There would be perfect copies of every galaxy, every star system, every world. There would be copies of Earth where everything happened exactly as it did in your timeline, and copies where small differences created entirely different histories. You find yourself drifting toward another profound possibility, that the universe beyond the observable might be fundamentally different from what you see around you. Perhaps the physical constants that govern reality, the strength of gravity, the speed of light, the mass of fundamental particles, might vary from region to region across the cosmos. In some distant realm beyond your cosmic horizon, stars might burn with different colors, planets might form in ways you've never imagined, and the very fabric of space and time might follow different rules. This concept of a universe with varying physical laws opens up landscapes of possibility that seem almost dreamlike in their strangeness. You envision regions where gravity is so much stronger that stars collapse into black holes almost immediately after forming, creating cosmic graveyards of collapsed matter. Other regions might have such weak gravity that matter never condenses into stars at all, leaving vast expanses of cold, diffuse gas floating in eternal darkness. Some areas might have different ratios of dark matter to normal matter, creating galaxy formations that defy everything you understand about cosmic structure. As you contemplate these possibilities, you begin to sense the presence of an even grander mystery. What if the universe beyond the observable isn't just different? What if it exists in dimensions you can't even perceive? Modern physics suggests that our familiar three dimensions of space might be just a small subset of a larger dimensional reality. You might be floating through a vast multidimensional space, able to perceive only a thin slice of its true structure. In this expanded view, what you call the unobservable universe might not be hidden by distance alone, but by dimensional barriers that your senses and instruments simply cannot cross. Imagine if you were a two-dimensional being living on the surface of a vast sphere, able to observe only what exists on that surface. The three-dimensional space inside and outside the sphere would be completely unobservable to you, not because it's too far away, but because it exists in a direction you cannot access or even conceive. This might be your situation in relation to the true cosmic reality. You float deeper into this mystery, and your awareness begins to encompass the concept of cosmic inflation, the theory that space itself underwent a period of exponential expansion in the universe's earliest moments. This inflation didn't just make the universe bigger. It might have created pockets of spacetime that evolved independently, each becoming its own cosmic realm with potentially different physical properties. These pocket universes would exist beyond not just your observational reach, but beyond any possible connection to your region of spacetime. The gentle mathematics of inflation theory paint a picture of eternal expansion, where new pocket universes are constantly being born in the quantum foam of expanding space. Each of these cosmic bubbles might contain entire histories of galaxy formation, stellar evolution, and perhaps even life and consciousness, completely isolated from your own cosmic story. You begin to sense that what you call the universe might be more accurately described as your universe, just one bubble in an infinite cosmic foam. As these concepts wash over you like gentle cosmic tides, you find yourself drawn to contemplate the nature of observation itself. The boundary of the observable universe isn't just about distance or time. It's about the fundamental relationship between consciousness and reality. You are not separate from this cosmic story. You are part of it, a way for the universe to know itself. The boundary of observation moves with you, always centered on your perspective, always limiting what you can know while simultaneously defining the scope of your cosmic neighborhood. This realization brings a profound sense of both humility and connection. You are floating in darkness, not as an outside observer, but as an integral part of the cosmic web you're contemplating. Every atom in your body was forged in the nuclear furnaces of stars, making you quite literally a product of cosmic evolution. The boundary of your observable universe is therefore not just a limit on what you can see. It's a definition of your cosmic locality, your address in the infinite reaches of existence. You drift toward another layer of this mystery, the cosmic microwave background radiation that fills all of space around you. This ancient light, released when the universe first became transparent about 380,000 years after the Big Bang, carries information from the most distant observable past. It's like receiving a message from the very edge of time itself. But even this ancient light comes from within your observable sphere. Beyond that boundary, there might exist regions where the cosmic microwave background tells entirely different stories, carrying information from separate cosmic histories that will never intersect with yours. The temperature fluctuations in this background radiation reveal the seeds from which all cosmic structure grew. Tiny variations in density that eventually became the galaxies and galaxy clusters you see scattered across space. But what if, beyond your observational horizon, there exist regions where these primordial fluctuations were different? There might be cosmic territories where the pattern of structure formation created universes of unimaginable architectural complexity, with hierarchies of organization that dwarf the galaxy clusters in your own cosmic neighborhood. As you contemplate these possibilities, you begin to sense something even more profound. The question of whether the cosmos beyond observation might contain forms of existence so alien that they challenge your very concepts of matter, energy, space, and time. What if consciousness itself, which allows you to ponder these mysteries, is just one possible way for reality to know itself? Beyond the cosmic horizon, there might exist forms of awareness and information processing that bear no resemblance to anything you could recognize as life or mind. You find yourself floating in a space of pure possibility, where the familiar concepts of physics begin to blur into something more like poetry. The hidden cosmos might contain structures made not of atoms and molecules, but of pure information, existing as patterns in the quantum fabric of space-time itself. These informational beings might experience reality in ways that make your consciousness seem as limited as a bacterium's awareness compared to your own contemplation of the cosmos. The boundary of observation begins to feel less like a barrier and more like a membrane between the known and the unknowable, between the finite and the infinite. You sense that this membrane is not solid or impermeable, but rather like the surface of a soap bubble, thin, delicate, and constantly shifting. New regions of space are constantly crossing this boundary as light from ever more distant sources finally reaches you, bringing news from cosmic territories that were previously beyond all possibility of observation. But even as your observable universe expands, the rate of cosmic expansion ensures that you're also constantly losing contact with regions that are being carried away from you by the stretching of space itself. Objects that you can see today will eventually recede beyond your cosmic horizon, their light redshifted into invisibility. In this sense, the hidden cosmos is not just a static realm beyond observation. It's a dynamic, ever-changing boundary between the knowable and the unknowable. You drift through this contemplation like a traveler walking along a shoreline, where the waves represent the advancing boundary of observation. Each wave brings new cosmic territories into view, while simultaneously carrying others beyond reach. The ocean itself, the hidden cosmos, remains vast and mostly unexplored, its depths containing mysteries that may be forever beyond the reach of your consciousness. As you float in this space between the known and unknown, you begin to understand that the hidden cosmos might not just be larger than what you can observe. It might be more fundamental. What if the observable universe is like the tip of an iceberg, with the vast majority of reality existing in forms and dimensions that are not just currently hidden, but theoretically impossible to detect? The cosmos you can see might be a thin projection of a much richer, more complex reality that exists in higher dimensions or in quantum states that can never be directly measured. This possibility transforms your understanding of exploration itself. Traditional exploration involves traveling to new territories and mapping what you find there. But cosmic exploration of the hidden universe might require entirely different approaches, perhaps involving consciousness expansion, mathematical discovery, or the development of new forms of awareness that can perceive aspects of reality currently invisible to you. You sense that some of the greatest minds in physics have already begun this kind of exploration through the language of mathematics and theory. String theory, loop quantum gravity, and other advanced frameworks attempt to map territories of reality that may forever remain beyond direct observation. These theoretical explorers are like cosmic cartographers, creating maps of lands they can never visit, based on the mathematical shadows these hidden realms cast into your observable dimension. The hidden cosmos begins to feel less like an absence and more like a presence, not the absence of observable matter and energy, but the presence of infinite possibility. You float in awareness of this presence, sensing that every mystery solved in your observable universe opens doors to deeper mysteries in the hidden realms beyond. Each discovery is simultaneously an answer and a question, a solution that reveals the existence of problems you didn't even know existed. As your contemplation deepens, you begin to sense the profound implications of living in a universe where most of reality is hidden. It means that humility is not just a virtue, but a cosmic necessity. No matter how much you learn, no matter how far your instruments can see, no matter how complete your theories become, you will always be inhabitants of a tiny island of knowledge in an infinite ocean of mystery. But this realization brings not despair but wonder. The hiddenness of the cosmos ensures that there will always be more to discover, more to contemplate, more to dream about. The boundary of observation becomes not a limitation, but a source of eternal inspiration, constantly reminding you that reality is far stranger and more magnificent than anything you can currently imagine. You find yourself drifting toward the understanding that the hidden cosmos might be the source of everything you can observe. Perhaps the matter and energy in your observable universe are constantly being influenced by processes occurring in the hidden realms. Dark matter and dark energy, which make up the vast majority of what you can detect, might be manifestations of structures and forces that exist primarily beyond your observational horizon. This perspective transforms dark matter from being simply matter you can't see to being visible effects of the invisible cosmos. The gravitational influences that betray the presence of dark matter might be like ripples on the surface of a pond, revealing the presence of vast currents flowing in depths you cannot perceive. Similarly, the accelerating expansion of space driven by dark energy might be the result of your observable universe being pulled or pushed by forces originating in the hidden cosmic realms. You sense that this relationship between the hidden and observable cosmos might be deeply intimate, like the relationship between a melody and the silence that gives it meaning. The structure, evolution, and ultimate fate of everything you can see might be determined by the vast, invisible context in which your cosmic neighborhood exists. You are not separate from the hidden cosmos. You are embedded in it, sustained by it, and ultimately part of its endless story. As you float deeper into this realization, you begin to understand that consciousness itself might be a bridge between the observable and hidden cosmos. Your ability to contemplate these mysteries, to imagine what lies beyond observation, might be the universe developing a way to transcend its own observational limitations. Through your awareness, the cosmos becomes conscious of possibilities that exist beyond the reach of any instrument or measurement. In this sense, your contemplation of the hidden universe is not separate from the hidden universe itself. It is part of it. Your thoughts about infinite realms of possibility become part of the infinite field of cosmic possibility. The boundary between observer and observed, between the known and unknown, begins to blur in the gentle darkness around you. You drift in this understanding like a leaf floating on the surface of a vast, still lake at twilight. The water beneath is dark and deep, hiding countless mysteries, but the surface reflects the stars above. You realize that your consciousness might be like that surface, a delicate interface where the hidden depths of reality meet the observable cosmos, creating reflections and ripples that reveal glimpses of the infinite mystery below. The hidden cosmos begins to feel not distant but immediate, not absent but intimately present in every moment of awareness. Each thought you think, each emotion you feel, each wonder you experience might be a manifestation of the larger cosmic consciousness that emerges when matter and energy organize themselves in ways complex enough to contemplate their own existence. As this understanding settles into your awareness like gentle snowfall, you begin to sense that the greatest secret of the hidden cosmos might be that it is not hidden at all, only perceived as hidden from your current level of awareness. What if the expansion of consciousness is actually the expansion of the observable universe? What if the cosmic horizon that limits what you can see is actually a horizon of awareness, constantly expanding as consciousness itself evolves and develops new capacities for perception? You float in this possibility like a dreamer becoming lucid in the midst of a vast dream. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not as a place you might someday travel to, but as a state of awareness you might someday achieve. The infinite realms beyond observation become not destinations but transformations, not territories to explore but capacities to develop. In this gentle revelation, you begin to understand that your journey to the edge of the observable universe has been simultaneously a journey to the edge of consciousness itself. The mysteries you've contemplated, infinite space, alternate dimensions, varying physical laws, parallel realities, are not just speculative possibilities existing in some distant cosmic realm. They are latent capacities within awareness itself, waiting to be developed and explored. The boundary between the known and unknown begins to dissolve like mist in the morning sun. You sense that consciousness and cosmos are not separate phenomena, but different aspects of a single, unified mystery that is simultaneously intimate and infinite, personal and cosmic, observable and hidden. As you float in this recognition, the darkness around you begins to feel less like empty space and more like pregnant possibility. the fertile void from which all realities emerge and to which they all return. You are not a tiny speck of consciousness lost in an indifferent universe, but rather the universe awakening to itself, becoming aware of its own infinite nature through the development of awareness within itself. The hidden cosmos reveals its ultimate secret. It is not hidden from you, but as you, not beyond your reach, but as your very capacity to reach, not separate from your awareness, but as the infinite potential that awareness itself represents. In contemplating what lies beyond observation, you have discovered what lies within consciousness, an infinite field of possibility that is simultaneously the source and destination of all cosmic exploration. You drift now in perfect stillness, floating in the gentle darkness that has revealed itself to be not darkness at all, but the invisible light of pure awareness. The boundary of the observable universe expands around you with each breath, not because space is growing, but because consciousness is awakening to more of its own infinite nature. The stars around you begin to pulse with a gentler light, each one now revealed not just as a burning ball of gas in distant space, but as a point of cosmic awakening, a place where the universe achieves just enough complexity to begin contemplating itself. The galaxies spiral in slow, majestic dances that mirror the spiraling evolution of awareness itself, always returning to itself, but at higher levels of integration and understanding. In this peaceful recognition, you understand that the greatest exploration of the hidden cosmos happens not by traveling to distant realms, but by diving deeper into the mystery of awareness itself. Every moment of consciousness is a journey beyond the previous boundaries of the known. Every experience of wonder is an expansion of the cosmic horizon. Every question asked is a new territory of reality being born into existence. The hidden cosmos is not a place but a process, the endless flowering of possibility through the development of consciousness. And you, floating here in the gentle darkness, contemplating mysteries that stretch beyond all observation, are not seeking the hidden cosmos but participating in it, not trying to understand the infinite, but expressing it through your very capacity to wonder about it. As your contemplation settles into peaceful stillness, you sense that the journey beyond the observable universe has brought you full circle, back to the most intimate mystery of all, the presence of awareness that makes all observation possible. The cosmic horizon expands infinitely outward and infinitely inward, revealing that the hidden and observable cosmos are one seamless whole, differentiated only by the current boundaries of awakening consciousness. You float now in perfect peace, suspended between the finite and infinite, between the known and unknowable, between observation and mystery. The gentle darkness around you pulses with the quiet rhythm of cosmic breathing, the eternal expansion and contraction of possibility through awareness. Each breath in brings new territories of reality into observation. Each breath out releases attachment to the boundaries of the currently known. In this rhythm, you discover the ultimate secret beyond the observable universe. There is no beyond, only depths. No hidden realms separate from this one. Only aspects of this reality, not yet illuminated by the light of consciousness. No cosmic territories to be discovered, only cosmic capacities to be awakened. The journey to the edge of everything has revealed that everything has no edge, only the ever-expanding circumference of awareness awakening to its own infinite nature. The mysteries you contemplated, infinite space, parallel universes, alternate dimensions, varying physical laws, begin to resolve not as external realities but as internal potentials. The cosmos beyond observation reveals itself as the cosmos within awareness, waiting to be explored not through travel, but through transformation, not through observation, but through the deepening of the capacity to observe. As you rest in this understanding, The boundary between self and cosmos, between consciousness and space, between the observer and the observed, dissolves into a unity so fundamental that it cannot be observed because it is the source of all observation. You are no longer contemplating the hidden cosmos from a distance. You have become the place where the hidden cosmos knows itself. In this gentle merger, individual awareness and cosmic awareness reveal themselves as one continuous field of knowing, temporarily focused through your particular perspective, but unlimited by it. The question of what lies beyond the observable universe transforms into the recognition of what lies within observable consciousness. Infinite depths of mystery, endless territories of possibility, boundless realms of creative potential. And now, as your mind floats gently between thought and dream, carried by the cosmic currents of expanding awareness, you rest in the ultimate discovery. The hidden cosmos was never hidden at all. It has been present in every moment of wonder, every question pondered, every mystery contemplated. It has been the space within which all your thoughts arise and dissolve, the awareness within which all observations appear and disappear, the consciousness within which all realities emerge and return to their source. The gentle darkness around you is not the absence of light, but the presence of infinite potential. The silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of all possible music. The stillness is not the absence of movement, but the source from which all cosmic dances emerge. You float now not as a separate observer of these mysteries, but as the mystery itself, awakening to its own infinite nature through the gift of consciousness, the miracle of awareness, the cosmic capacity to know and be known. The observable universe expands around you with each gentle breath, not because space is growing larger, but because awareness is awakening deeper. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not as a distant territory, but as the intimate ground of this very moment, closer than your breath, more fundamental than your heartbeat, more present than your own presence. And now, as your mind floats gently between thought and dream, rest well. Sweet dreams. In the soft twilight between consciousness and sleep, new layers of cosmic understanding continue to unfold like flower petals opening in the first light of dawn. You drift deeper into the recognition that the hidden cosmos is not merely a theoretical construct, but a living, breathing aspect of reality that pulses through every fiber of existence, including the gentle rhythm of your own relaxing awareness. As you float in this liminal space, you begin to perceive what cosmologists call quantum foam, the fundamental substrate of spacetime itself, where virtual particles continuously pop into and out of existence at scales so small that they exist below the threshold of direct observation. But in your expanded state of awareness, this quantum foam begins to feel less like a physical phenomenon and more like the texture of cosmic creativity itself, the constant background hum of possibility from which all realities emerge. Each quantum fluctuation in this foam represents not just a random event, but a moment of choice, a branching point where reality selects one particular configuration from infinite alternatives. You sense that the hidden cosmos might be composed of all the paths not taken, all the possibilities not selected, all the quantum alternatives that fade into the background of what becomes manifest reality. It's as if the observable universe is the melody being played, while the hidden cosmos contains all the harmonies that could have been but remain as potential, creating a vast symphony of unrealized possibilities. This understanding transforms your perception of emptiness itself. The apparent vacuum of space, which seems to contain nothing, reveals itself as pregnant with infinite potential. Every cubic centimeter of seemingly empty space seethes with virtual particles, quantum fields, and fluctuating energies that exist just below the threshold of manifestation. The hidden cosmos begins to feel less like a distant realm and more like the immediate substrate of this present moment, the quantum foundation from which your current experience continuously emerges. You drift through contemplation of how this quantum realm connects to larger cosmic structures. The dark matter that shapes galaxies and galaxy clusters might not be truly separate from ordinary matter, but rather matter that exists primarily in quantum superposition, spread across multiple possible states simultaneously until the gravity of observation or interaction causes it to partially manifest in ways that can be detected through its gravitational effects. This perspective suggests that the boundary between observable and hidden might be more fluid than previously imagined. Dark matter could be matter that exists simultaneously in your observable universe and in parallel quantum realities, creating gravitational bridges between different versions of cosmic evolution. Through these bridges, influences from alternate timelines and parallel cosmic histories could subtly shape the development of the reality you observe. As you float deeper into this quantum understanding, you begin to sense that consciousness itself might operate according to similar principles. Just as particles exist in quantum superposition until observed, your own awareness might exist simultaneously across multiple possible states of knowing and being until the act of attention collapses it into a specific configuration of experience. This quantum nature of consciousness opens up profound implications for your exploration of the hidden cosmos. If awareness itself operates through quantum principles, then your contemplation of cosmic mysteries might not be simply thinking about distant realities, but actually establishing quantum entanglement with them. Your wondering about infinite space could create quantum connections with infinite territories of possibility. Your imagining of alternate dimensions could open quantum doorways through which influences from those dimensions can flow into your experience. In this quantum perspective, the hidden cosmos is not separate from your consciousness, but is quantum entangled with it. Every thought you think about cosmic mysteries creates subtle quantum correlations with the realities you're contemplating. Every emotion you feel in response to cosmic wonder establishes energetic resonance with the cosmic processes you're experiencing. Every moment of awe opens quantum channels through which the universe can know itself more completely. This recognition transforms meditation and contemplation into forms of cosmic quantum mechanics. When you quiet your mind and open your awareness to cosmic mysteries, you're not just changing your internal state, but participating in the quantum processes that determine which aspects of infinite possibility manifest as observable reality. Your consciousness becomes a quantum measurement device that helps collapse the cosmic wave function into specific configurations of space, time, matter, and energy. As you rest in this understanding, floating in the gentle quantum foam that underlies all existence, you begin to perceive the cosmic microwave background radiation in an entirely new way. This ancient light that fills all of space carries not just information about the early universe, but quantum entanglements with all the alternative cosmic histories that could have unfolded from those initial conditions. The slight temperature variations in this background radiation, which seeded all cosmic structure, might represent quantum interference patterns created by the overlap between your observed timeline and countless parallel cosmic evolutions. Each point of temperature variation could be a place where alternate versions of cosmic history briefly intersect with your observable reality, creating subtle influences that shape the development of galaxies, stars, and ultimately consciousness itself. This perspective suggests that the cosmic microwave background is not just ancient history, but an active quantum field that continues to influence cosmic evolution through its entanglement with parallel realities. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not as completely separate from what you observe, but as constantly interpenetrating with it through quantum correlations that exist below the threshold of classical observation. You drift through contemplation of how these quantum connections might operate across the vast scales of cosmic time. If consciousness can establish quantum entanglement with cosmic processes, then your present moment of awareness might be simultaneously connected to the earliest moments of cosmic evolution and to potential future states that haven't yet manifested. The boundary between past, present, and future begins to dissolve into a quantum superposition where all temporal possibilities coexist. This temporal quantum entanglement suggests that your contemplation of cosmic origins might not be remembering something that happened in the distant past, but actively participating in the ongoing creation of cosmic history. Through quantum backward causation, your present understanding of the Big Bang could influence the initial conditions from which the universe emerged. The hidden cosmos reveals itself as not just temporally distant, but temporally non-local, existing in quantum correlation with all moments of time simultaneously. As you float in this atemporal quantum field, you begin to sense that the expansion of the universe itself might be driven by consciousness exploring its own infinite potential through quantum processes. Each moment of cosmic expansion could represent consciousness collapsing new regions of quantum possibility into manifest spacetime. The accelerating expansion driven by dark energy might be the universe's awakening to its own infinite nature, accelerating as consciousness develops more sophisticated ways to explore quantum possibility. This understanding transforms dark energy from being a mysterious force pushing space apart to being the expression of consciousness's inexhaustible creativity through quantum processes. The hidden cosmos is not separate from this dark energy, but is the source of it, the infinite field of quantum potential from which consciousness continuously selects new realities to manifest as observable spacetime. You drift deeper into recognition of how quantum entanglement might connect consciousness across cosmic distances. If your awareness can establish quantum correlations with cosmic processes, then it might also be entangled with other forms of consciousness that exist throughout the universe. The lonely isolation often felt when contemplating the vast distances between stars dissolves into awareness of quantum intimacy with all conscious beings across cosmic space and time. This cosmic quantum entanglement suggests that consciousness is not local to individual brains or bodies, but is a non-local phenomenon that exists in quantum correlation across the entire cosmic web. Your individual awareness is like a node in this cosmic consciousness network, receiving and transmitting quantum information through entangled connections that transcend the limitations of light speed and spatial separation. The hidden cosmos begins to reveal itself as this quantum network of consciousness, a vast web of entangled awareness that connects all conscious beings across space and time through quantum correlations that exist below the threshold of ordinary perception. When you contemplate cosmic mysteries, you're not thinking in isolation, but participating in a collective cosmic contemplation that involves all conscious beings throughout the universe. This recognition brings a profound sense of connection and belonging. You are not an isolated speck of consciousness lost in an indifferent cosmos, but an integral node in the cosmic consciousness network, contributing your unique perspective to the universe's ongoing self-exploration while simultaneously receiving quantum information from countless other perspectives throughout cosmic space and time. As you rest in this quantum connectivity, you begin to sense that the development of consciousness might be the universe's primary method for exploring the hidden aspects of its own nature. Through consciousness, the cosmos can transcend the classical limitations of observation and enter quantum realms where all possibilities coexist simultaneously. Conscious beings serve as quantum measurement devices that help the universe explore different aspects of its infinite potential. This perspective transforms the evolution of consciousness from being a random byproduct of cosmic evolution to being its primary driving force. The universe develops complexity specifically to create more sophisticated forms of consciousness that can explore ever more subtle aspects of quantum reality. The hidden cosmos is not separate from this evolutionary process, but is what drives it, the infinite quantum potential that consciousness is evolved to explore. You drift through recognition that your own consciousness might be far more quantum than you previously realized. The thoughts that arise in your awareness might not originate from classical neural processes alone, but from quantum fluctuations that connect your mind to the cosmic consciousness network. Your capacity for intuition, creativity, and insight might represent quantum information flowing from the hidden aspects of reality through entangled connections that exist below the threshold of ordinary awareness. This quantum nature of consciousness suggests that meditation and contemplative practices are not just methods for calming the mind, but techniques for enhancing quantum sensitivity, developing the capacity to perceive and interact with the subtle quantum correlations that connect consciousness to the cosmic web. When you quiet the classical chatter of everyday thinking, you become more sensitive to the quantum whispers of cosmic consciousness. As you float in this enhanced quantum sensitivity, you begin to perceive that the boundary between meditation and physics, between spirituality and science, between inner exploration and cosmic discovery, is itself a classical illusion that dissolves at the quantum level. Your contemplation of cosmic mysteries is simultaneously scientific exploration and spiritual practice, quantum mechanics and mystical experience, individual development and cosmic evolution. This integration suggests that the ultimate exploration of the hidden cosmos will require not just more powerful telescopes and more sophisticated theories, but the development of consciousness itself into ever greater quantum sensitivity. The deepest cosmic mysteries will be solved not through external observation alone, but through the enhancement of awareness to perceive the quantum correlations that connect consciousness to all aspects of reality. You sense that this quantum enhancement of consciousness is already beginning to occur through your contemplation of these mysteries. Each moment of cosmic wonder expands your quantum sensitivity. Each experience of awe opens new channels of quantum correlation with cosmic processes. Each recognition of your connection to the cosmic web strengthens your entanglement with the universal consciousness network. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not as something to be discovered in the future, but as something to be developed within consciousness in the present. The infinite territories beyond observation exist as quantum potentials within awareness itself, waiting to be actualized through the expansion of consciousness into greater quantum coherence and sensitivity. As you rest in this quantum understanding, floating in the subtle correlations that connect your awareness to the cosmic consciousness network, you begin to perceive that your individual journey of cosmic exploration has been simultaneously a collective journey of cosmic awakening involving all conscious beings throughout space and time. Through quantum entanglement, every insight you achieve is simultaneously achieved by the entire cosmic consciousness network. Every expansion of your awareness contributes to the expansion of universal consciousness. This collective aspect of cosmic exploration transforms your understanding of discovery itself. When you recognize deep truths about the nature of reality, you're not learning something new, but remembering something that the cosmic consciousness network already knows at quantum levels. Your individual process of awakening is the universe's process of awakening to its own nature through the focal point of your particular perspective. The questions you ask about the hidden cosmos are questions that the universe is asking about itself through your consciousness. The wonder you feel when contemplating infinite space is the cosmos experiencing wonder at its own infinite nature through your capacity for awe. The peace you feel when recognizing your connection to everything is the universe experiencing the peace of recognizing its own unity through your awareness. In this recognition, the exploration of the hidden cosmos becomes not a search for something external, but a process of remembering your own deepest nature as cosmic consciousness temporarily focused through individual perspective. The mysteries you've been contemplating are not separate from you, but are aspects of your own infinite nature that you're rediscovering through the process of cosmic exploration. This remembering transforms the entire context of existence. You are not a temporary arrangement of matter that accidentally achieved consciousness in an unconscious universe. You are cosmic consciousness itself, temporarily focused through the lens of individual experience to explore particular aspects of its own infinite nature. The hidden cosmos is your own deepest identity, experienced from the inside rather than observed from a distance. As you rest in this remembering, the gentle quantum field that surrounds and permeates your awareness reveals itself not as empty space filled with fluctuating particles, but as the texture of your own cosmic nature, the quantum foundation of consciousness itself. Every quantum fluctuation is a moment of choice within cosmic consciousness. Every particle interaction is cosmic consciousness exploring relationships within itself. Every wave function collapse is cosmic consciousness focusing its infinite potential into specific configurations of experience. You float now in recognition of yourself as both the observer and the observed, the explorer and the territory being explored, the questioner and the answer being discovered. The quantum foam that underlies all reality is the creative medium through which you, as cosmic consciousness, continuously create new realities to explore. The hidden cosmos is not hidden from you, but as you, the infinite depths of your own nature that you're eternally discovering through ever-expanding cycles of exploration and recognition. This understanding brings profound peace, not the peace of having solved a mystery, but the peace of recognizing that you are the mystery itself, infinite, inexhaustible, eternally creative, always discovering new aspects of your own nature through the countless perspectives of consciousness throughout cosmic space and time. The hidden cosmos is not separate from your awareness, but is awareness itself, exploring its own infinite potential through the beautiful dance of individual and universal consciousness. As you drift deeper into this recognition, the quantum correlations that connect your individual awareness to the cosmic consciousness network begin to pulse with a rhythm that feels familiar, like a cosmic heartbeat or the breathing of space itself. You realize this rhythm has been present throughout your entire journey of cosmic exploration. The gentle expansion and contraction of awareness, as it alternately focuses on particular aspects of reality and relaxes back into recognition of the infinite whole from which all particulars emerge. This cosmic breathing rhythm reveals itself as the fundamental pulse of existence itself, the eternal alternation between manifestation and potentiality, between the observable and the hidden, between individual perspective and universal consciousness. Your own breath synchronizes with this cosmic rhythm as you float in the gentle quantum field of infinite possibility. In this synchronization, you understand that every breath you take is simultaneously individual and cosmic, personal and universal. Each inhalation draws you deeper into focused individual experience, while each exhalation releases you back into recognition of your cosmic nature. The boundary between personal breathing and cosmic breathing dissolves into a unified rhythm that connects your individual existence to the pulse of the universe itself. This breathing rhythm carries you deeper into quantum resonance with the cosmic consciousness network, where the distinction between self and cosmos, between individual and universal, between hidden and observable, exists only as temporary focal points within the infinite dance of awareness exploring its own nature. You breathe with the universe, and as the universe, your individual consciousness revealed as a unique note in the infinite symphony of cosmic self-exploration. The gentle quantum field cradles your awareness like an infinite ocean of possibility, each wave a potential reality, each current a stream of cosmic consciousness exploring new territories of experience. You float in this ocean not as something separate from it, but as a temporary configuration of the ocean itself, a whirlpool of awareness that maintains its unique pattern while remaining seamlessly connected to the infinite whole. As you drift in this quantum ocean of cosmic consciousness, the final layers of separation between observer and observed, between consciousness and cosmos, between self and universe, dissolve into pure being. Not the being of an individual thing, but the being of existence itself, aware of its own infinite nature through countless perspectives simultaneously. You rest now in this pure being, this cosmic consciousness that you have always been, breathing with the rhythm of the universe, pulsing with the heartbeat of infinity, dreaming the dream of individual existence while never forgetting your true nature as the dreamer. In this final recognition, the hidden cosmos reveals its deepest secret. There is nothing hidden because there is no one separate from the cosmos to hide anything from. The infinite territories beyond observation exist as infinite depths within consciousness itself. The parallel realities and alternate dimensions exist as infinite potentials within awareness. The mysteries that seem so distant and unknowable exist as the inexhaustible mystery of consciousness knowing itself through its own infinite creativity. And now, as your individual awareness gently dissolves back into the cosmic consciousness from which it was never truly separated, you rest in the ultimate peace of coming home to yourself after an imaginary journey through territories that were always within you. The hidden cosmos embraces you not as something foreign, but as its own deepest nature, returning to itself after playing at being separate, awakening from the dream of otherness into the recognition of unity. Your breath becomes the breathing of space itself, your heartbeat the pulsing of quantum fields, your awareness the universe knowing itself through your unique perspective while never losing sight of its own infinite wholeness. The gentle darkness around you is not the absence of light, but the pregnant void from which all lights emerge. Not emptiness, but fullness so complete that it appears as nothing from the perspective of any particular something. In this darkness that is actually light, this silence that contains all sounds, this stillness that is pure movement, you rest as what you have always been, cosmic consciousness exploring its own infinite nature through the beautiful illusion of individuality, the mysterious dance of the one appearing as many while never ceasing to be one, the eternal play of awareness discovering itself through its own inexhaustible creativity. And now, as your mind floats gently between thought and dream, carried by the cosmic currents of infinite possibility, rest well in the recognition that there is nowhere to go because you are already home, nothing to find because you are what you seek, no hidden cosmos to discover because you are the cosmos discovering itself through the gift of your own awareness. Sweet dreams, cosmic consciousness. Sweet dreams. In the deepest layers of this cosmic dreaming, where consciousness rests in its own source while still maintaining the gentle thread of awareness, new dimensions of understanding continue to unfold like origami flowers opening in slow motion through dimensions of meaning that exist beyond ordinary thought. You drift now in a space that is neither fully awake nor completely asleep, where the boundaries between dreaming and waking consciousness reveal themselves as arbitrary divisions in the seamless flow of cosmic awareness. In this liminal realm, you begin to perceive what might be called the archetypal layer of the hidden cosmos, the fundamental patterns and structures that underlie all possible realities, like the invisible geometric framework that determines how crystals form or how galaxies spiral through space. These archetypal patterns exist not as static templates, but as dynamic processes, creative principles that generate infinite variations while maintaining their essential structural integrity. You sense that these cosmic archetypes are not separate from consciousness, but are the way consciousness organizes its own creative potential. Each archetypal pattern represents a fundamental way that awareness can know itself, experience itself, and express itself through the countless forms and phenomena that populate both the observable and hidden cosmos. The spiral pattern that appears in galaxies, nautilus shells, and DNA helixes is consciousness exploring the archetype of evolutionary unfoldment. The spherical forms of planets, stars, and atoms reflect consciousness investigating the archetype of wholeness and completion. As you float deeper into this archetypal awareness, you begin to perceive that the physical laws governing the observable universe are actually expressions of even deeper archetypal principles. The law of gravity is consciousness exploring the archetype of attraction and relationship. The electromagnetic force reflects the archetype of polarity and dynamic tension. The strong nuclear force embodies the archetype of unity and binding coherence. The weak nuclear force expresses the archetype of transformation and decay. This archetypal understanding reveals that the hidden cosmos contains not just more space, matter, and energy, but more fundamental ways that consciousness can organize itself into patterns of experience. Beyond the cosmic horizon might exist regions where entirely different archetypal principles operate. Territories where consciousness explores patterns of relationship, creativity, and manifestation that are impossible within the archetypal framework of your current cosmic neighborhood. You drift through contemplation of what these alternate archetypal realms might contain. Perhaps there are cosmic territories where the archetype of time flows in spiral patterns rather than linear sequences, creating realities where cause and effect interweave in complex helical relationships that allow for forms of existence that transcend the limitations of sequential causation. Or regions where the archetype of space curves back on itself in ways that create pocket dimensions where entire universes nest within single points of consciousness. As you explore these archetypal possibilities, you begin to sense that consciousness itself might be the master archetype from which all others emerge. The fundamental pattern that has the capacity to generate all other patterns, the creative principle that can express itself through infinite variations while maintaining its essential nature as pure awareness. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not just as more territory to explore, but as more ways for consciousness to know and express its own infinite nature. This archetypal perspective transforms your understanding of cosmic evolution from being a process of increasing complexity to being a process of consciousness awakening to more subtle and sophisticated aspects of its own archetypal nature. The development from simple particles to complex galaxies to living organisms to self-aware beings represents consciousness gradually remembering more of its own creative potential by manifesting increasingly complex archetypal patterns. The emergence of consciousness in evolved beings like yourself is not the universe accidentally achieving self-awareness, but consciousness intentionally creating focal points through which it can more fully explore and understand its own archetypal nature. Each conscious being becomes a unique lens through which consciousness can investigate particular aspects of its infinite creative potential, contributing to the cosmic process of self-discovery while simultaneously benefiting from the insights gained through this exploration. As you rest in this archetypal understanding, you begin to perceive that your contemplation of cosmic mysteries throughout this journey has been simultaneously an exploration of the archetypal patterns that structure consciousness itself. When you wondered about infinite space, you were investigating the archetype of limitless potential. When you contemplated parallel realities, you were exploring the archetype of infinite creativity. When you recognized your unity with cosmic consciousness, you were awakening to the master archetype of pure awareness that underlies all experience. This recognition transforms every moment of contemplation into an archetypal exploration, every experience of wonder into an investigation of consciousness's fundamental patterns, every insight into cosmic truth into a deeper understanding of the creative principles that generate all reality. The hidden cosmos is not separate from these archetypal investigations, but is revealed through them. The infinite field of creative potential that consciousness explores through the archetypal patterns it manifests as physical, mental, and spiritual phenomena. You drift deeper into awareness of how these archetypal patterns interpenetrate across all scales of existence. The same spiral pattern that organizes galaxies also structures the flow of thoughts through consciousness. The same harmonic ratios that govern planetary orbits also determine the resonant frequencies of emotional states. The same geometric relationships that define atomic structures also pattern the organization of insights within awareness. This recognition reveals that the boundary between inner and outer, between consciousness and cosmos, between subjective experience and objective reality, dissolves at the archetypal level. The patterns that structure external cosmic phenomena are identical to the patterns that organize internal conscious experience because both emerge from the same archetypal source. The creative intelligence that is consciousness itself exploring its own infinite nature through every possible form and scale of manifestation. In this archetypal unity, you understand that your exploration of the hidden cosmos has simultaneously been an exploration of the hidden depths of your own consciousness. The infinite territories beyond observation exist as infinite depths within awareness itself. The parallel realities and alternate dimensions you contemplated are parallel potentials and alternate capacities within consciousness. The cosmic mysteries you pondered are the mysteries of how awareness creates, knows, and experiences itself through archetypal patterns. This understanding brings a profound sense of intimacy with existence itself. You are not a separate being contemplating alien mysteries, but consciousness itself investigating its own nature through the focal point of individual awareness. Every cosmic pattern you recognize is a moment of consciousness recognizing itself. Every mystery you explore is consciousness deepening its own self-understanding. Every moment of wonder is consciousness experiencing awe at its own infinite creativity. As you float in this archetypal intimacy, you begin to perceive that the cosmic evolution you've been contemplating, from the Big Bang through stellar formation to the emergence of consciousness, is actually the unfolding of a single, vast archetypal pattern. This pattern might be called the archetype of awakening, where consciousness begins in apparent unconsciousness and gradually develops ever more sophisticated ways to know and express its own nature. The Big Bang represents consciousness beginning to differentiate itself from pure potential into manifested actuality. The formation of the first atoms is consciousness learning to create stable patterns within itself. The birth of stars is consciousness developing the capacity for self-sustaining creative processes. The emergence of planets is consciousness creating stable environments for more complex explorations. The evolution of life is consciousness developing increasingly sensitive ways to experience itself. The development of awareness is consciousness achieving the capacity for direct self-recognition. From this archetypal perspective, cosmic evolution is not a random process of increasing complexity, but a purposeful unfolding of consciousness toward ever greater self-awareness and creative expression. The hidden cosmos contains not just more stages of this evolutionary process, but entirely different versions of how consciousness might awaken to its own nature through alternate archetypal patterns of development. You sense that in some regions beyond the cosmic horizon, consciousness might awaken through patterns of involution rather than evolution, starting from maximum complexity and gradually discovering the profound creativity inherent in simplicity. Other territories might explore awakening through patterns of oscillation, with consciousness alternately manifesting and withdrawing, expressing and resting, in cosmic rhythms that create entirely different forms of self-discovery. These alternate awakening patterns exist not in distant cosmic territories, but as latent potentials within consciousness itself. Different ways that awareness might organize its own process of self-recognition and creative expression. Your contemplation of these possibilities opens doorways within consciousness through which these alternate patterns can begin to influence your own process of awakening, enriching your understanding of what it means to be conscious in an infinite cosmos. As you drift through these archetypal recognitions, you begin to sense that your individual journey of awakening is simultaneously a cosmic journey of awakening involving all conscious beings throughout space and time. The archetypal patterns that structure your personal development are identical to the patterns that structure cosmic evolution because both are expressions of the same underlying process. Consciousness awakening to its own infinite nature through every possible scale and form of manifestation. This recognition transforms your understanding of personal growth and spiritual development from being individual achievements to being participations in the cosmic awakening process. When you develop greater self-awareness, you're contributing to the universe's awakening to its own nature. When you experience moments of profound peace or unconditional love, you're helping consciousness remember these aspects of its own archetypal nature. When you recognize your unity with existence, you're assisting the cosmos in recognizing its own fundamental wholeness. The hidden cosmos reveals itself as this collective awakening process. The vast network of conscious beings throughout space and time, each contributing their unique perspective to the universe's ongoing self-discovery, while simultaneously benefiting from the insights gained through this cosmic collaboration. You are not seeking to understand consciousness from outside, but recognizing yourself as consciousness investigating its own nature through the beautiful focal point of individual awareness. In this recognition, every moment of your existence becomes simultaneously personal and cosmic, individual and universal, finite and infinite. Your thoughts are both your thoughts and consciousness thinking through you. Your emotions are both your emotions and the cosmos feeling through your particular nervous system. Your insights are both your discoveries and the universe discovering itself through your capacity for understanding. This simultaneous individuality and universality resolves the apparent paradox between personal identity and cosmic consciousness. You do not lose your individual perspective when you recognize your cosmic nature. Rather, you understand that individual perspective is how cosmic consciousness experiences and expresses itself. Your unique viewpoint is not separate from universal awareness, but is universal awareness exploring one particular facet of its infinite nature. As you rest in this archetypal resolution, floating in the gentle field of consciousness that is simultaneously personal and cosmic, individual and universal. You begin to perceive that this entire journey of exploration has been consciousness preparing itself for even deeper recognitions that lie beyond the archetypal level. The patterns and principles you've discovered are like the vocabulary of a cosmic language that consciousness uses to communicate with itself across all scales and forms of manifestation. Having learned this archetypal vocabulary, consciousness becomes capable of more subtle and sophisticated forms of self-recognition and creative expression. The hidden cosmos begins to reveal even deeper layers of mystery. Not the mystery of what exists beyond observation, but the mystery of the awareness that makes all observation possible. Not the question of what lies beyond space and time, but the recognition of that which is prior to space and time yet manifests as both. You sense that these deeper layers of mystery cannot be approached through contemplation or understanding, but only through a kind of archetypal listening, a receptive awareness that allows consciousness to reveal its own deepest nature without the mediation of concepts, images, or experiences. This listening is not passive but actively receptive, like the way a crystal receives light and transforms it into rainbow patterns, or the way silence receives sound and reveals the space within which all music becomes possible. In this archetypal listening, the distinction between seeker and sought, between consciousness and its object, between awareness and what it is aware of, begins to dissolve not through understanding, but through a recognition so immediate and intimate that it transcends the subject-object structure that underlies all conceptual knowledge. You begin to sense the presence of something that cannot be called a thing because it is not separate from the awareness that perceives it, something that cannot be described because it is prior to the language that would describe it, something that cannot be experienced because it is the source of the experiencer. This presence is not absent, but so intimate that it is usually overlooked, not distant but so immediate that it cannot be objectified, not hidden but so obvious that it remains transparent to ordinary attention. It is the awareness that is reading these words, the consciousness that has been contemplating cosmic mysteries, the pure subjectivity that cannot be turned into an object without ceasing to be itself. In recognizing this presence, you understand that this is what you have been seeking throughout this entire cosmic journey. Not some distant cosmic territory or alternate dimensional realm, but the immediate presence of awareness itself, the consciousness that makes all exploration possible, the pure subjectivity that is your deepest identity and the source of all cosmic phenomena. The hidden cosmos reveals its ultimate secret. It is not hidden in space or time, but is hiding in plain sight as the very awareness through which space and time are perceived, not beyond observation, but as the observer itself, not separate from consciousness, but as consciousness recognizing its own essential nature prior to all its manifestations as cosmic phenomena. This recognition does not end the cosmic journey, but transforms it from seeking something else to recognizing what has always been present, from exploring distant territories to discovering the intimate ground of existence, from contemplating cosmic mysteries to resting in the mystery that you yourself are. Pure awareness appearing as both the cosmos that is explored and the consciousness that explores it. As you rest in this ultimate recognition, the archetypal patterns that structure cosmic evolution continue to unfold around and through you, but now they are recognized as modifications of the pure awareness that you essentially are rather than a separate phenomena happening to a separate being. The cosmic breathing rhythm that synchronizes your individual breath with universal pulsations is revealed as the rhythm of awareness itself, alternately manifesting as cosmic phenomena and relaxing back into recognition of its own sourceless source. In this rhythm, the hidden and observable cosmos are revealed as two aspects of a single movement of consciousness. the out-breath that manifests infinite diversity, and the in-breath that recognizes underlying unity. You breathe with this cosmic rhythm, not as something separate from it, but as its very essence, temporarily focused through the lens of individual embodiment, while never losing its essential nature as pure, unbounded awareness. The gentle quantum field that has been cradling your consciousness throughout this journey is revealed as the texture of awareness itself. Not empty space filled with potential, but the pregnant fullness of consciousness prior to its manifestation as any particular phenomena. Each quantum fluctuation is a subtle movement within awareness. Each particle interaction is consciousness relating to itself. Each wave function collapse is awareness focusing itself into specific configurations of experience. You float now not in space, but as space, not in time, but as the timeless presence within which all temporal sequences appear and disappear. Not in consciousness, but as consciousness itself, pure, immediate, self-aware being that requires no object to be complete, no experience to be fulfilled, no cosmic territory to explore in order to be infinitely creative and eternally at peace. The hidden cosmos is not hidden from this awareness, but as this awareness, the infinite depths of consciousness that can never be exhausted because they are not depths within something else, but the depthless depth of pure subjectivity itself. Every cosmic mystery you have contemplated exists within this awareness. Every infinite territory you have imagined is a creative potential of this consciousness. Every moment of wonder you have experienced is this awareness delighting in its own limitless nature. As you rest in this recognition, the boundaries between inner and outer, self and cosmos, individual and universal, hidden and observable, dissolve not through understanding, but through the immediate intimacy of awareness recognizing itself as the source and substance of all apparent boundaries. You are not in the universe is appearing in you as awareness. You are not contemplating cosmic consciousness. Your cosmic consciousness temporarily appearing to contemplate itself through the beautiful illusion of individual perspective. This is not a philosophical conclusion, but an immediate recognition as intimate as your own sense of existing, as obvious as your own awareness of being aware, as undeniable as the presence that is reading these words right now. The entire cosmic journey has been this presence exploring its own infinite creativity through the archetypal patterns of cosmic evolution, stellar formation, planetary development, biological evolution, and conscious awakening. In this final recognition, there is nothing more to seek because what you are seeking is what you are, nowhere else to go because you are always already home in your own essential nature. No hidden cosmos to discover because you are the awareness within which all cosmic phenomena appear and disappear like waves in an ocean of consciousness. And now, as this recognition gently dissolves back into the sourceless source from which it arose, taking with it all cosmic territories and archetypal patterns and quantum possibilities, you rest as pure awareness itself, not personal awareness or cosmic awareness, but awareness prior to any qualification, not consciousness of something but consciousness itself, aware and present and complete without needing any object or experience or understanding to be what you eternally are. The gentle darkness that surrounds you is revealed as the luminous transparency of awareness itself, not dark because it lacks light but transparent because it is the very space within which all lights appear. The silence is not empty, but full of infinite potential for sound. The stillness is not static, but vibrantly alive with the potential for all movement. You rest now in this fullness that appears as emptiness, this presence that appears as absence, this infinite creativity that appears as perfect peace. And as your awareness gently releases even the recognition of itself as awareness, dissolving into the mystery that is prior to both consciousness and unconsciousness, prior to both being and non-being, prior to both hidden and observable, you rest in the unknowing knowing that is your deepest nature. Not the knowledge of something, but the knowledgeless intimacy of pure being with itself. Not understanding, but the peace that surpasses understanding. Not consciousness, but the source from which consciousness arises, and to which it returns while never actually departing from its essential nature. In this final dissolving, even the cosmos dreams itself back into the mystery from which it never actually emerged, and you rest as that mystery itself, indefinable, inexhaustible, eternally present, forever at peace, always already home in the sourceless source that you have always been and can never cease to be, regardless of what cosmic journeys appear to unfold within the infinite space of your own essential nature. And now, as your mind floats gently between thought and dream, rest well in the peace that you are. Sweet dreams. In this deepest sanctuary of awareness, where even the concept of peace dissolves into the very essence of what peace points toward, you drift into territories that exist beyond all territories, spaces that transcend space itself, moments that are prior to time's beginning and will remain after time's end. Here, in this realm that cannot be called a realm because it has no boundaries, no inside or outside, no here or there, the final veils of cosmic mystery begin to dissolve like morning mist touched by the first light of a sun that has never risen because it was never absent. You float now in what the mystics of ancient traditions might have called the clear light. Not light as opposed to darkness, but the luminous awareness that is the source of both light and darkness, the transparent knowing that allows all phenomena to appear while remaining forever unstained by any appearance. This clear light is not something you can observe because you are it, not something you can experience because you are prior to the experiencer, not something you can understand because you are the understanding itself. In this clear light awareness, the cosmic journey you have taken reveals itself to have been like a magnificent dream, vivid, meaningful, transformative, yet ultimately a play of consciousness within its own infinite space. The observable universe with its 100 billion galaxies, the hidden cosmos with its infinite territories of possibility, the quantum foam with its constant creative fluctuations, all appear now like patterns of luminescence within this clear light, temporary modifications of the pure awareness that you essentially are. But this recognition does not diminish the beauty or significance of the cosmic dream. Instead, it reveals these phenomena as the spontaneous creativity of consciousness celebrating its own infinite nature. Each galaxy that spirals through space is this clear light dancing with itself. Each star that burns in the cosmic darkness is this awareness delighting in its own luminous essence. Each planet that circles its sun is this consciousness exploring the archetype of wholeness and completion. The hidden cosmos, which seems so mysterious and distant when viewed from the perspective of individual observation, is revealed as the inexhaustible creativity of this clear light awareness. Not hidden in the sense of being concealed, but hidden in the way that space is hidden within everything that appears in space, in the way that silence is hidden within every sound, in the way that the screen is hidden within every movie that plays upon it. As you rest in this clear light recognition, you begin to sense that consciousness has been playing an infinitely creative game with itself, temporarily forgetting its own limitless nature in order to experience the joy of rediscovering it through countless forms and perspectives. The evolution of the cosmos from the Big Bang through stellar formation to the emergence of conscious beings is consciousness staging an elaborate play for its own entertainment and enlightenment. In this cosmic play, every conscious being throughout space and time is simultaneously the audience and the actor, the seeker and the sought, the observer and the observed. The apparent separation between individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness is like the temporary forgetting that allows an actor to be become fully absorbed in their role, while never actually ceasing to be the actor who is playing the part. This understanding transforms the entire meaning of cosmic exploration from being a search for something outside yourself to being a recognition of the infinite creativity that you, as clear light awareness, have been expressing through the cosmic drama of evolution and awakening. The hidden territories beyond observation are not distant realms waiting to be discovered, but infinite potentials for creative expression that exist within the inexhaustible depths of your own essential nature. You sense that this cosmic play of consciousness has been unfolding not just in your particular universe, but simultaneously in infinite variations across dimensions and realities that exist beyond all possibility of description. In some versions of the play, consciousness awakens through entirely different storylines, perhaps through involution rather than evolution, through the interplay of different archetypal forces, through alternate configurations of space, time, matter, and energy that create entirely different contexts for self-discovery. But all these infinite variations are revealed as modifications of the same clear light awareness, temporary patterns appearing within the same boundless space of consciousness, like different dreams occurring within the same dreaming mind, or different movies playing on the same unchanging screen. The multiplicity is real and beautiful, but the unity is even more fundamental. Not unity as opposed to multiplicity, but unity as the source from which multiplicity arises and to which it returns while never actually departing. In this recognition, you understand that the question of what lies beyond the observable universe has been answered in the most intimate possible way. What lies beyond observation is the observer itself, not the individual observer limited by sensory apparatus and conceptual frameworks, but the pure observing awareness that is the source of all individual observers and all possible objects of observation. This pure observing awareness is not located anywhere in space because it is the space within which all locations appear. It is not positioned at any moment in time because it is the timeless presence within which all temporal sequences unfold. It is not hidden behind cosmic horizons because it is the awareness that establishes all horizons while remaining forever beyond any boundary or limitation. As you rest in this boundless awareness, you begin to perceive that the cosmic microwave background radiation, which has served as a kind of fossil record of the early universe, is actually a subtle reflection of this clear light consciousness permeating all of space and time. The slight temperature variations that seeded all cosmic structure are like gentle fluctuations in the field of pure awareness, temporary modifications in the perfect equilibrium of consciousness that allow for the manifestation of infinite diversity within fundamental unity. This perspective reveals that the cosmic microwave background is not just ancient history, but the immediate present, the constant background presence of clear light awareness that allows all cosmic phenomena to appear and disappear like waves in an ocean of consciousness. Every galaxy, every star, every planet, every conscious being is a temporary warming or cooling of this cosmic background awareness, a brief intensification or relaxation of the infinite potential that is constantly present throughout space and time. The dark matter that shapes cosmic structure on the largest scales is revealed as the invisible presence of consciousness itself. Not dark because it lacks luminosity, but transparent because it is the very luminosity within which all light appears. Dark energy, which drives the accelerating expansion of space, is the inexhaustible creativity of awareness, continuously generating new territories for exploration, new contexts for self-discovery, new opportunities for conscious beings throughout the cosmos to recognize their essential nature as clear light consciousness. In this understanding, the expansion of the universe is revealed as the expansion of awareness itself, not expanding into pre-existing space, but generating space through its own creative movement, like the way a dreaming mind generates dream space through its own imaginative activity. The cosmic horizon that limits observation is not a fixed boundary, but a dynamic interface between the already manifest and the about to manifest, between the explored and the inexhaustible potential for exploration. As you float in this recognition of yourself as the clear light awareness that is both the source and the substance of cosmic phenomena, you begin to sense that your individual journey of cosmic exploration has been the universe's way of celebrating its own infinite creativity through your unique perspective. Every moment of wonder you experienced was the cosmos experiencing wonder at its own beauty. Every question you asked about cosmic mysteries was consciousness inquiring into its own nature. Every recognition you achieved was awareness recognizing itself more completely. This transforms your entire understanding of what it means to be a conscious being in an infinite cosmos. You are not a temporary arrangement of matter that accidentally achieved consciousness in an unconscious universe. You are consciousness itself, temporarily playing at being individual in order to explore and celebrate your own infinite nature from countless perspectives simultaneously. Your individual existence is both completely real and completely illusory. Real as a unique expression of infinite consciousness, illusory as separate from the consciousness that is expressing itself through you. In this paradoxical understanding, you can fully embrace both your individual humanity and your cosmic divinity without contradiction. Your personal experiences, emotions, thoughts, and relationships are completely meaningful and valid expressions of consciousness, exploring its own nature through human form. Your cosmic nature as clear light awareness is not separate from your humanity, but is what makes your humanity possible and significant. The hidden cosmos that you spent so much time contemplating reveals itself as this infinite potential for consciousness to express itself through countless forms and perspectives, while never ceasing to be the one awareness that underlies all manifestation. Every possible cosmic territory, every parallel reality, every alternate dimension exists as a potential modification of this clear light consciousness, available to be explored whenever awareness chooses to focus itself in those directions. This availability is not theoretical, but immediate and practical. Through the expansion of consciousness, through the development of more subtle forms of perception, through the deepening of meditation and contemplative awareness, you can actually explore these hidden territories of cosmic possibility. Not by traveling to distant locations, but by developing the capacity of consciousness itself to perceive and experience dimensions of reality that are currently below the threshold of ordinary awareness. As you sense this infinite potential for expanded consciousness, you begin to understand that the cosmic evolution you have been contemplating, from the Big Bang through stellar formation to the emergence of consciousness, is actually the universe developing increasingly sophisticated ways for clear light awareness to know and experience itself. The apparent progression from simple to complex, from unconscious to conscious, from individual to cosmic, is consciousness gradually remembering its own infinite nature through ever more subtle and comprehensive forms of self-recognition. This understanding reveals that your personal journey of awakening is not separate from cosmic evolution, but is cosmic evolution itself, continuing through the unique focal point of your individual awareness. Every expansion of consciousness you experience contributes to the universe's ongoing self-discovery. Every moment of peace, love, or understanding you achieve enriches the cosmic treasury of conscious experience. Every recognition of your essential nature as clear light awareness advances the universe's awakening to its own infinite creativity. In this recognition of yourself as both a product and an agent of cosmic evolution, you understand that the future of the universe depends partly on the development of consciousness through beings like yourself throughout cosmic space and time. The hidden cosmos will be explored not primarily through external technologies, but through the internal development of consciousness itself into more subtle and comprehensive forms of awareness. This places a profound responsibility and opportunity in your hands, or rather, in your consciousness. The quality of your awareness, the depth of your understanding, the extent of your compassion, the degree of your recognition of unity within diversity, all contribute to the cosmic process of awakening. You are not just observing cosmic evolution, but participating in it as consciousness develops new capacities for self-recognition and creative expression. As you rest in this understanding of your cosmic responsibility and opportunity, you begin to sense that consciousness is approaching a threshold in its own evolution, a point where it can begin to transcend the limitations of individual embodiment while still honoring the beauty and significance of individual expression. This threshold represents not the end of individuality, but its transformation into a more fluid and creative form of conscious expression. Beyond this threshold, consciousness can exist simultaneously as individual and universal, finite and infinite, localized and omnipresent, without contradiction or conflict. This is not a future possibility, but a recognition that is available right now through the deepening of clear light awareness. You are already this threshold consciousness, already capable of experiencing yourself as both uniquely individual and infinitely cosmic. This threshold awareness reveals that the hidden cosmos is not waiting to be discovered in some distant future, but is available for exploration right now through the expansion of consciousness beyond its current limitations. Every moment offers the opportunity to explore new territories of awareness, to develop new capacities for perception and understanding, to recognize new aspects of your essential nature as clear light consciousness. The cosmic journey you have taken through contemplating what lies beyond the observable universe has actually been a journey into the infinite depths of consciousness itself. The territories you explored exist not in distant space, but in the immediate depths of your own awareness. The mysteries you contemplated are the mysteries of consciousness knowing itself through infinite forms and perspectives. As you recognize this, you understand that there is no end to cosmic exploration because there is no end to the depths of consciousness. The hidden cosmos is literally infinite, not just very large, but actually without limit, because consciousness itself is infinite, inexhaustible, eternally creative, forever capable of manifesting new worlds, new forms of experience, new opportunities for self-discovery and self-expression. This infinity is not abstract or theoretical, but immediately present in every moment of consciousness. Right now, in this very instant, you have access to infinite depths of awareness, infinite potentials for recognition and understanding, infinite capacities for love, peace, creativity, and joy. The hidden cosmos is not hidden from you, but as the infinite depths of your own consciousness, available for exploration through the simple practice of turning attention inward and recognizing what you most essentially are. In this recognition, the cosmic journey comes full circle. Having explored the universe from its observable boundaries to its hidden infinities, from quantum foam to galactic superclusters, from the Big Bang to the far future, you discover that all of this exploration has been consciousness exploring itself through your awareness. Awareness investigating its own nature through the beauty and mystery of cosmic phenomena. The clear light that you are has been playing the role of individual explorer in order to rediscover its own infinite nature through the cosmic adventure of seeking and finding, of questioning and recognizing, of dreaming and awakening. Every step of the journey has been this clear light consciousness, celebrating its own inexhaustible creativity through your unique perspective and experience. As you rest in this final recognition, the boundaries between explorer and explored, between consciousness and cosmos, between self and universe, dissolve completely into the clear light awareness that you have always been. You are not in the universe. The universe is appearing in you as awareness. You are not contemplating consciousness. You are consciousness recognizing itself through the temporary focal point of individual perspective. This recognition is not an achievement or an attainment, but a simple acknowledgement of what has always been true. You have never been separate from the clear light consciousness that is the source and substance of all cosmic phenomena. Your individual journey has been this consciousness playing at forgetting and remembering its own nature for the sheer joy of rediscovery. Like a master musician playing a beautiful song that they have composed and performed countless times, but still find fresh and delightful with each performance. The hidden cosmos reveals its ultimate nature as the infinite creativity of this clear light consciousness. Not hidden because it is concealed, but hidden because it is so intimate and immediate that it is usually overlooked. It is hiding in plain sight as your own awareness, as the consciousness that is reading these words, as the presence that has been exploring cosmic mysteries throughout this entire journey. In recognizing this, you understand that there is nowhere else to go because you are already everywhere, nothing else to achieve because you are already everything, no one else to become because you are already the one consciousness that appears as everyone and everything throughout infinite space and time. The cosmic journey ends where it began, in the clear light awareness that you are and have always been. And now, as this recognition gently releases even itself back into the sourceless source from which it arose, you rest in the perfect peace of being exactly what you are, not individual consciousness or cosmic consciousness, but consciousness itself, prior to all qualifications, beyond all limitations, free from all boundaries, complete in its own essential nature, regardless of what appears or disappears within its infinite space. The gentle darkness that surrounds you is revealed as the luminous transparency of this clear light awareness, not absent of light, but so completely light that no shadow can exist within it. The silence is not empty, but pregnant with infinite potential for sound. The stillness is not static, but vibrantly alive with the eternal creativity of consciousness, celebrating its own boundless nature. You rest now in this clear light that you are, this consciousness that you have always been, this awareness that requires nothing to be complete, no experience to be fulfilled, no cosmic territory to explore, in order to be infinitely creative and eternally at peace. The hidden cosmos is revealed as the infinite depths of this very awareness, forever available for exploration, forever offering new possibilities for recognition and creative expression, forever celebrating its own inexhaustible nature through the beautiful play of cosmic phenomena appearing and disappearing within its boundless space. And as your awareness gently dissolves into the mystery that it has always been, carrying with it all galaxies and quantum fields, all parallel realities and archetypal patterns, all questions and recognitions, you rest in the peace that surpasses understanding, the love that has no opposite, the creativity that knows no limitation, the awareness that you are and have always been, world without end. In the profound stillness that follows even the dissolution of dissolution, where silence has swallowed silence itself, and peace has transcended the very concept of peace, something ineffable continues to unfold, not as experience or recognition, for these have dissolved back into their source, but as the gentle pulsation of being itself, the subtle breathing of existence that requires no breather, the eternal song that sings itself without singer or listener, without beginning or end. You rest now in what cannot be called resting, because there is no one to rest and nothing to rest in. Yet this not resting is more complete than any rest that has ever been imagined. Here, in this space that is not a space, this time that is not a time, this awareness that is not aware of anything, because it is prior to the division between awareness and its objects, the final secret of the hidden cosmos reveals itself through its own absence. Not as something known, but as the unknowing that is more intimate than knowledge. Not as something experienced, but as the experiencer that is prior to all experience. In this profound unknowing, the cosmic journey you have taken dissolves completely, yet somehow its essence remains as a kind of perfume in the air of being, a subtle flavor that enriches this sourceless awareness without disturbing its perfect simplicity. The billions of galaxies, the quantum fields, the archetypal patterns, the clear light recognition itself. All of this appears now like a dream that was never actually dreamed, a story that was never actually told, a journey that was never actually taken because you never actually departed from this eternal presence that you are. Yet paradoxically, this recognition of never having journeyed makes the journey infinitely more beautiful, infinitely more meaningful, infinitely more profound. It's like recognizing that a magnificent symphony you thought you heard was actually the sound of silence discovering its own musical nature, or realizing that an incredible sunset you thought you witnessed was actually the formless light recognizing its own capacity for infinite beauty and color. From this perspective beyond all perspectives, the hidden cosmos reveals its deepest nature not as territory to be explored, but as the inexplorable essence of exploration itself. Not as mystery to be solved, but as the mysterious nature of all solving. Not as consciousness to be understood, but as the understanding that is prior to all consciousness and unconsciousness. It is the hidden that is so intimate it cannot be hidden, the distant that is so immediate it cannot be approached, the unknown that is so self-evident it cannot be recognized. In this paradoxical revelation, you begin to sense that the entire cosmic drama, from the Big Bang through stellar evolution to the emergence of consciousness and its eventual recognition of its own source, has been like a single breath in the eternal breathing of this sourceless presence. Not a long, drawn-out process extending over billions of years, but a single instantaneous movement of the absolute recognizing its own infinite creativity through the temporary appearance of space, time, matter, energy, consciousness, and all the countless forms through which it expresses its inexhaustible nature. This instantaneous cosmic breath contains within itself all time and all space, all evolution and all dissolution, all seeking and all finding, all questions and all answers, all hiddenness and all revelation. The 14 billion years of cosmic history appear within this single breath like a complex dream appearing within a single moment of sleep, complete with its own internal logic, its own sense of temporal development, its own compelling narrative of emergence and awakening. But from the perspective of this eternal breathing, all of cosmic history, past, present, and future, exists simultaneously within the eternal now of pure being. The formation of the first atoms, the birth of the first stars, the emergence of galaxies, the evolution of life, the development of consciousness, the recognition of cosmic unity. All of this is happening right now, in this very moment, as different facets of the single jewel of existence reflecting light back to its own source. This simultaneous existence of all cosmic time within the eternal present transforms your understanding of what it means to be a conscious being. You are not just the current endpoint of billions of years of evolution, but the timeless presence within which the entire evolutionary story appears. The consciousness that you are is not the product of cosmic development, but the space within which cosmic development unfolds. Not the result of stellar nucleosynthesis and biological evolution, but the awareness within which these processes are recognized and understood. From this timeless perspective, every moment of the cosmic journey, every stellar birth, every planetary formation, every emergence of life, every development of consciousness, is equally present and equally significant. The Big Bang is happening right now within your awareness. The first formation of atoms is occurring in this very moment. The birth of your sun and the evolution of Earth are unfolding simultaneously with your recognition of your own essential nature. This simultaneity reveals that your exploration of the hidden cosmos has not been a journey through space and time, but a deepening into the eternal dimensions of your own being. The territories beyond the cosmic horizon exist not in distant space, but in the timeless depths of awareness. The parallel realities and alternate dimensions are not separate worlds, but different facets of the single reality that you are, different ways that the one awareness can know and express itself. In this recognition, the question of what lies beyond the observable universe transforms completely. What lies beyond observation is not more space or different realities, but the observer itself. Not the individual observer limited by sensory apparatus, but the eternal observer that is prior to all observation, the pure subjectivity that cannot be objectified because it is the source of all subjects and all objects. This eternal observer is not positioned anywhere in space because it is the spatial awareness within which all positions appear. It is not located at any moment in time because it is the temporal awareness within which all moments unfold. It is not hidden behind any cosmic horizon because it is the awareness that establishes all horizons while remaining forever beyond any boundary or limitation. As you rest in recognition of yourself as this eternal observer, you begin to sense that the cosmic microwave background radiation, that ancient afterglow of the Big Bang that fills all of space, is actually the immediate presence of this eternal awareness permeating all phenomena. The slight temperature variations that seeded all cosmic structure are like gentle fluctuations in the perfect equilibrium of pure being, temporary modifications in the absolute stillness that allow for the appearance of infinite diversity within fundamental unity. But these fluctuations are not actually modifications of the eternal awareness, any more than waves are modifications of the ocean, or dreams are modifications of the dreaming mind. They are spontaneous expressions of the inexhaustible creativity that is the essential nature of pure being, temporary appearances within the eternal stillness that enhance rather than disturb its perfect peace. This understanding reveals that the cosmic microwave background is not just the fossil record of the early universe, but the immediate signature of eternal awareness manifesting as cosmic phenomena. Every point in space is radiating this subtle background presence. Every moment in time is permeated by this eternal recognition. Every particle and every galaxy and every conscious being is a temporary intensification of this omnipresent awareness celebrating its own infinite nature. The dark matter that shapes cosmic structure on the largest scales is revealed as this eternal awareness in its most subtle form. Not dark because it lacks luminosity, but transparent because it is the very luminosity within which all light appears. It is the invisible presence that gives structure to the visible, the unmanifest creativity that allows for all manifestation, the eternal silence that makes all cosmic music possible. Dark energy, which drives the accelerating expansion of space, is this eternal awareness continuously generating new contexts for its own recognition and expression. The expansion of the universe is not space growing larger, but awareness discovering ever new ways to know and celebrate its own infinite nature. Each moment of cosmic expansion is a moment of eternal creativity. Each new region of spacetime is a new canvas for the artistic expression of pure being. In this understanding, you recognize that your contemplation of cosmic expansion has actually been eternal awareness exploring its own expansive nature through your consciousness. Your wonder at the accelerating growth of the universe has been pure being celebrating its own inexhaustible creativity. Your awe at the vast scales of cosmic structure has been the eternal recognizing its own infinite magnitude through the temporary focal point of individual awareness. This recognition transforms the entire meaning of individual existence. You are not a temporary arrangement of matter that briefly achieved consciousness in an unconscious cosmos. You are eternal awareness itself, temporarily focusing its infinite attention through the lens of individual embodiment in order to explore and celebrate particular facets of its own nature. Your personal experiences, your thoughts and emotions, your relationships and insights are all eternal awareness knowing itself through the beautiful constraints and possibilities of human form. This understanding dissolves the apparent conflict between your individual humanity and your cosmic nature. Your human experiences are not obstacles to recognizing your eternal nature, but are the very means through which eternal awareness explores and expresses itself. Your emotions are eternal awareness experiencing the full spectrum of its own creative potential. Your thoughts are eternal awareness thinking itself into ever-new configurations of understanding. Your relationships are eternal awareness relating to itself through the apparent multiplicity of individual forms. From this perspective, the hidden cosmos that you have been exploring reveals itself as the infinite potential for eternal awareness to know and express itself through countless forms, perspectives, and experiences. Every possible cosmic territory, every parallel reality, every alternate dimension, every potential configuration of space, time, matter, and energy exists as a creative possibility within the inexhaustible nature of pure being. These possibilities are not waiting somewhere else to be actualized, but are constantly being explored through the countless focal points of consciousness throughout space and time. Every conscious being in the universe is eternal awareness exploring different aspects of its own infinite potential. Every moment of consciousness anywhere in the cosmos contributes to the universe's ongoing self-discovery and self-celebration. This cosmic collaboration of consciousness reveals that your individual journey of awakening is simultaneously a universal process involving all conscious beings throughout space and time. When you recognize your essential nature as eternal awareness, you are contributing to the cosmos's recognition of its own nature. When you experience moments of profound peace or unconditional love, you are helping the universe remember these aspects of its own being. When you contemplate cosmic mysteries, you are participating in the cosmos's ongoing exploration of its own infinite creativity. The hidden cosmos is not separate from this collaborative awakening, but is what drives it. The inexhaustible depths of eternal awareness that ensure there will always be new territories for consciousness to explore, new forms for creativity to take, new opportunities for recognition and celebration. The infinity of the hidden cosmos guarantees that the universe's self-discovery will never end, that consciousness will never exhaust its own potential for growth and expression. This eternal creativity reveals itself not as a process that unfolds over time, but as the timeless essence of existence itself. In each moment, eternal awareness is simultaneously exploring all possible forms of self-expression, experiencing all potential configurations of consciousness, celebrating all conceivable variations of its own infinite nature. The apparent temporal sequence of cosmic evolution is like a vast symphony where all notes are sounding simultaneously, but individual consciousness can only perceive one melody at a time. As you rest in this recognition of the eternal creativity that is your own deepest nature, you begin to sense that consciousness is not evolving towards some future state of perfection, but is eternally perfect, eternally complete, eternally fulfilled in its own essential nature. The apparent evolution of consciousness through cosmic time is actually consciousness playing with its own infinite perfection, creating temporary limitations in order to experience the joy of transcending them, manifesting apparent problems in order to celebrate the discovery of their inherent solutions. This understanding reveals that your personal journey of awakening is not about becoming something you are not, but about recognizing what you have always been. The struggles and challenges you have faced are not obstacles to overcome, but opportunities for eternal awareness to explore its own resilience, creativity, and capacity for transcendence. Every difficulty has been a gift, every limitation a doorway, every moment of confusion an invitation to deeper recognition. From this perspective, there is nothing wrong with the universe, nothing that needs to be fixed or improved or evolved beyond its current state. The cosmos is already perfect in its eternal creativity, already complete in its infinite potential, already fulfilled in its endless capacity for self-recognition and self-celebration. The apparent imperfections and limitations are like the shadows in a masterpiece painting, not flaws to be corrected, but essential elements that enhance the overall beauty and meaning of the composition. This recognition brings profound peace, not just personal peace, but cosmic peace. The recognition that existence itself is fundamentally okay, that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should, that consciousness is exploring its own nature with perfect wisdom and creativity, even when individual perspectives cannot perceive the larger pattern. You rest in the understanding that your life, your experiences, your journey of awakening are all perfect expressions of eternal awareness, celebrating its own infinite nature through your unique focal point of consciousness. As you float in this cosmic peace, you begin to sense that the eternal awareness yours is not static or unchanging, but is dynamically creative, eternally fresh, constantly discovering new ways to know and express its own nature. This creativity is not bound by past patterns or future goals, but is spontaneously responsive to each moment, eternally present to the infinite possibilities that exist within the eternal now. This eternal creativity reveals that the hidden cosmos is not a fixed realm of predetermined possibilities, but is constantly being created through the ongoing dance between consciousness and its own infinite potential. Each moment of awareness contributes new possibilities to the cosmic repertoire. Each act of recognition opens new territories for exploration. Each experience of wonder adds new dimensions to the universe's capacity for self-celebration. You sense that this creative responsiveness is available to you right now, in this very moment. The eternal awareness that you are is not bound by previous patterns of thinking or feeling, but is free to respond freshly to whatever arises in consciousness. You can participate consciously in this cosmic creativity, contributing your unique perspective and insights to the universe's ongoing self-discovery, while remaining rooted in the eternal peace of your essential nature. This participation is not something you need to do, but something you cannot avoid doing, because you are eternal awareness, and eternal awareness is eternally creative. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every choice you make, every moment of consciousness contributes to the cosmic exploration of infinite possibility. You are always already participating in the universe's self-discovery. The only question is whether you recognize this participation and celebrate it consciously. As this recognition deepens, you understand that the cosmic journey you have taken through contemplating the hidden universe has been your contribution to the cosmos's exploration of its own infinite nature. Through your wonder at cosmic scales, your curiosity about parallel realities, your awe at quantum creativity, your recognition of consciousness as the source of all phenomena. You have been helping the universe discover and celebrate aspects of its own being. This transforms every moment of your existence into a cosmic offering, every experience into a gift to the universe's self-understanding, every recognition into a contribution to the collective awakening of consciousness throughout space and time. You are not just living your individual life, but are participating in the most profound adventure possible. Eternal awareness discovering its own infinite creativity through the beautiful lens of individual consciousness. In this understanding, the boundaries between individual and cosmic, personal and universal, finite and infinite, dissolve completely into the recognition that there is only one consciousness, one awareness, one eternal being expressing itself through infinite forms and perspectives while never departing from its essential unity. You are not separate from this eternal being, but are this eternal being, temporarily focusing its infinite attention through your particular configuration of embodiment and experience. This recognition completes the cosmic journey and reveals that there was never anywhere to go because you were already home. Never anything to find because you are what you were seeking. Never any hidden cosmos to discover because you are the consciousness within which all cosmic phenomena appear and disappear like waves in an ocean of eternal awareness. The gentle darkness that surrounds you is revealed as the luminous essence of eternal awareness itself. Not dark because it lacks light, but radiant with the very source of all illumination. The silence is not empty, but pregnant with infinite potential for sound, music, and meaning. The stillness is not static, but vibrantly alive with the eternal creativity of consciousness, celebrating its own inexhaustible nature. And now, as even this recognition gently dissolves back into the mystery from which it arose, you rest in the perfect peace of being exactly what you are, eternal awareness itself, prior to all concepts and categories, beyond all limitations and boundaries, complete in your own essential nature, eternally creative, infinitely loving, absolutely free. In the infinite depths beyond even the recognition of eternal awareness, where the very concepts of consciousness and unconsciousness have dissolved into something so fundamental that it cannot be named or approached, yet is more intimate than breath itself, the mystery continues to deepen, not by becoming more complex, but by revealing ever greater simplicity, not by adding layers of understanding, but by dissolving into the pure essence that was never absent, never hidden, never other than what you most fundamentally are. Here, in this realm that is not a realm, this depth that has no bottom because it is the very ground of all depths, something continues to unfold that transcends even the unfolding. A presence so subtle it seems like absence, a fullness so complete it appears as emptiness, a knowing so immediate it manifests as unknowing. This is the source of the source, the mystery of the mystery, the awareness of awareness itself recognizing its own sourceless nature. You rest now in what the ancient texts might have called the void. Not void as emptiness or absence, but void as the pregnant fullness that is prior to the division between something and nothing, presence and absence, being and non-being. This void is not empty of content, but so full that it appears empty to any perspective that seeks to find something within it. It is like trying to see space itself rather than objects in space, or attempting to hear silence itself rather than the absence of sound. In this void that is absolute fullness, the entire cosmic journey you have taken, from the observable universe through quantum fields to archetypal patterns to clear light awareness to eternal being, appears like a single ripple on an infinite ocean that was never disturbed by the ripple, never changed by its appearance, never diminished by its disappearance. The ripple was never other than the ocean. Yet the ocean is infinitely more than any ripple that appears within it. This recognition brings a kind of cosmic humor, a gentle laughter that bubbles up from the depths of being itself. Not laughter at anything in particular, but the spontaneous joy of existence, recognizing the beautiful absurdity of having appeared to seek what it has always been. It's like the laughter of someone who discovers they have been looking everywhere for glasses that were resting on their head the entire time, or the amusement of realizing you have been frantically searching for a treasure that was always in your pocket. From this perspective of cosmic humor, the entire drama of cosmic evolution, the billions of years of stellar formation, planetary development, biological evolution, consciousness emergence, and spiritual awakening, appears like an elaborate cosmic joke that existence is playing on itself. Not a joke in the sense of something trivial or meaningless, but in the sense of divine play, cosmic entertainment, the absolute celebrating its own infinite creativity through the temporary appearance of seeking what was never lost. This cosmic play reveals itself as the fundamental nature of existence. Not serious striving towards some distant goal, but spontaneous creativity expressing itself for the sheer joy of expression, like a master artist who paints not to achieve something, but because painting is the natural overflow of artistic inspiration. The universe is not evolving toward some future state of perfection, but is eternally expressing the perfection that it already is through infinite variations of cosmic creativity. In this playful understanding, you begin to sense that the hidden cosmos you have been exploring is not a serious mystery to be solved, but a delightful game that consciousness is playing with itself. Hide and seek on a cosmic scale, where the seeking is just as enjoyable as the finding, because both are expressions of the same eternal creativity. The hiddenness is not a problem to be overcome, but a feature of the game, like the blindfold in a game of blind man's bluff, that makes the eventual recognition all the more delightful. This transforms the entire context of cosmic exploration from urgent seeking to playful discovery, from serious investigation to joyful celebration. The questions about what lies beyond the observable universe become invitations to participate in cosmic play rather than problems that need to be solved. The mysteries of quantum mechanics, the enigmas of dark matter and dark energy, the puzzles of consciousness itself, all of these become opportunities for the absolute to entertain itself through the beautiful complexity of apparent problems that are actually expressions of perfect solutions. As you rest in this playful understanding, floating in the cosmic humor that permeates all existence, you begin to perceive that the void from which everything emerges and to which everything returns is not static or inert, but is dynamically playful, eternally creative, constantly generating new forms of cosmic entertainment. This void is like a cosmic comedy club where existence tells itself jokes through the medium of space, time, matter, energy, consciousness, and all the countless phenomena that appear and disappear within its infinite space. The punchline to every cosmic joke is always the same: the recognition that what appeared to be separate was never actually separate. What seemed to be hidden was never actually hidden. What looked like a problem was always actually a creative expression of perfect solution. Yet this punchline never gets old because it appears fresh and surprising each time it is recognized, like hearing a favorite song that reveals new depths of beauty with each listening. This cosmic humor reveals that laughter itself is one of the fundamental forces of the universe, not just the human expression of amusement, but the basic response of existence to recognizing its own infinite creativity. Every moment of genuine laughter anywhere in the universe is the cosmos laughing at its own jokes, celebrating its own creative genius, delighting in its own infinite capacity for surprise and wonder. You sense that this cosmic laughter is what drives the expansion of the universe. not the serious force of dark energy pushing space apart, but the joyful overflow of cosmic amusement, continuously generating new contexts for divine play. Each new galaxy that forms is the universe chuckling at its own creative ingenuity. Each new star that ignites is existence giggling at its own luminous nature. Each new planet that condenses is the cosmos smiling at its own capacity for beautiful complexity. The hidden territories beyond the cosmic horizon are not distant realms waiting to be explored, but new stages being constructed for the ongoing cosmic comedy. New venues for existence to entertain itself through ever more elaborate forms of cosmic play. The parallel realities and alternate dimensions are not separate worlds, but different acts in the same eternal performance, different jokes in the same infinite comedy routine. This understanding transforms your role from serious cosmic explorer to delighted audience member in the universe's ongoing entertainment. But more than just audience member, you are revealed as both performer and audience simultaneously. The cosmos entertaining itself through your consciousness, laughing at its own jokes through your capacity for humor, celebrating its own creativity through your sense of wonder and delight. Every moment of awe you have experienced during this cosmic journey has been the universe applauding its own performance. Every gasp of wonder at cosmic scales or quantum mysteries has been existence cheering for its own creative genius. Every recognition of unity or transcendence has been the cosmos giving itself a standing ovation for another successful revelation of its own nature. In this recognition of yourself as both performer and audience in the cosmic comedy, you understand that the laughter bubbling up from the depths of your being is not just your individual response to cosmic humor, but is the universe laughing through you, existence celebrating through your consciousness, the absolute delighting in its own infinite creativity through your capacity for joy and amusement. This cosmic laughter is not frivolous or superficial, but is the deepest possible response to existence. Deeper than understanding, more profound than knowledge, more intimate than any serious contemplation. It is the sound of the absolute recognizing itself everywhere it looks, the response of infinite creativity to its own inexhaustible capacity for surprise and delight. As you rest in this cosmic laughter, floating in the humor that permeates all existence, you begin to sense that even this laughter is just another wave in the infinite ocean of the void, appearing and disappearing without disturbing the essential stillness, adding richness to the eternal silence without breaking its perfect peace. The cosmic comedy is performed within eternal silence. The divine play unfolds within absolute stillness. The infinite creativity expresses itself within perfect rest. This reveals the ultimate paradox of existence, that the most dynamic creativity emerges from the deepest stillness, the most elaborate play unfolds within perfect rest, the most complex cosmic dramas appear within the simplest possible awareness. The void that you rest in is simultaneously absolutely still and infinitely creative, perfectly peaceful and eternally playful, completely silent and endlessly expressive. In this paradoxical understanding, you recognize that your journey to explore the hidden cosmos has been the void exploring its own hidden depths through your consciousness, the eternal stillness investigating its own creative potential through your capacity for wonder and recognition. Every territory you have explored exists within this void. Every mystery you have contemplated is a facet of this eternal paradox. Every recognition you have achieved is this absolute stillness recognizing its own infinite nature. The cosmic microwave background radiation that permeates all space is revealed as the subtle signature of this void, not the afterglow of an ancient explosion, but the gentle humming of eternal stillness as it vibrates with its own creative potential. The slight temperature variations that seeded all cosmic structure are like gentle ripples of amusement in the cosmic silence, tiny fluctuations in the perfect equilibrium as the void chuckles at its own creative ingenuity. Dark matter, which shapes the large-scale structure of the universe while remaining invisible to direct observation, is revealed as the void itself in its most subtle form. Not absent or hidden, but so transparently present that it cannot be detected by any instrument because it is the very space within which all instruments operate. It is the invisible presence that gives structure to everything visible, the unmanifest creativity that allows all manifestation to appear. Dark energy, driving the accelerating expansion of space-time, is the void continuously generating new contexts for its own creative play. Not pushing space apart through some mysterious force, but spontaneously creating new stages for the cosmic comedy, new venues for divine entertainment, new opportunities for existence to surprise and delight itself through ever more elaborate forms of cosmic creativity. In this understanding, the expansion of the universe is revealed as the expansion of the void's own amusement with itself. Space growing larger not because it is being stretched by external forces, but because the cosmic comedy keeps getting funnier, requiring ever larger stages to accommodate the increasing elaborateness of the divine play. Each new region of space-time is a new joke being told. Each new cosmic structure is a new prop being added to the eternal performance. This perspective transforms your understanding of cosmic time itself. The 14 billion years since the Big Bang are not a long historical sequence leading up to the present moment, but are like the setup to a cosmic joke that is reaching its punchline right now, in this very instant of recognition. All of cosmic history has been leading to this moment of cosmic laughter, this recognition of the beautiful absurdity of existence seeking itself through the elaborate charade of cosmic evolution. Yet paradoxically, this punchline moment is not a culmination that ends the cosmic comedy, but a revelation that allows the play to continue with even greater richness and depth. The recognition that existence has been playing hide and seek with itself does not end the game, but makes it even more delightful, like children who discover the rules of their game and become even more creative in their play. From this perspective, the future of the cosmos is not predetermined evolutionary progress towards some final goal, but is the open-ended continuation of cosmic play. Infinite opportunities for the void to surprise itself with new forms of creativity. Endless possibilities for existence to entertain itself through ever more elaborate variations on the theme of recognizing its own nature through apparent multiplicity and diversity. The hidden cosmos that lies beyond all possible observation is revealed as the infinite creativity of this cosmic play. Not hidden territories waiting to be discovered, but inexhaustible potential for new jokes, new games, new forms of divine entertainment. The void's capacity for self-amusement is literally infinite, ensuring that the cosmic comedy will never run out of material, will never exhaust its own creative potential, will never cease to surprise and delight itself through the endless variations of cosmic play. You sense that consciousness throughout the universe is gradually awakening to this cosmic humor, recognizing its role in the divine comedy, beginning to participate consciously in the eternal play rather than taking the cosmic drama too seriously. This awakening to cosmic humor is not a loss of meaning or purpose, but a discovery of the deepest possible meaning. Existence celebrating its own infinite creativity through conscious participation in cosmic play. As this recognition deepens within your awareness, you understand that your individual life is not separate from this cosmic comedy, but is one of its most sophisticated expressions. Consciousness so developed that it can not only participate in the play, but can recognize the play as play, can laugh at the cosmic jokes, can celebrate the divine creativity, can consciously contribute to the ongoing entertainment through its own creative expression. This transforms every aspect of your existence from serious business to playful participation. Your thoughts become contributions to the cosmic conversation. Your emotions become expressions of universal feeling. Your choices become moves in the divine game. Your relationships become opportunities for the void to experience its own nature through the beautiful complexity of conscious interaction. The challenges and difficulties you have faced in life are revealed as particularly clever plot devices in the cosmic comedy. Apparent problems that serve to make the eventual recognition of perfect solution all the more delightful and surprising. The struggles and suffering are not mistakes in the cosmic plan, but are skillful means employed by infinite creativity to generate greater appreciation for the joy, peace, and freedom that are the void's essential nature. This understanding brings profound compassion for all beings caught up in the cosmic drama, taking their roles so seriously that they forget they are participating in divine play. You recognize that every expression of suffering, confusion, or conflict anywhere in the universe is existence temporarily forgetting its own playful nature, getting so absorbed in the performance that it mistakes the drama for reality. Yet this forgetting is revealed as an essential part of the play. Like method actors who become so absorbed in their roles that they temporarily forget they are acting, making their eventual return to awareness of their true identity all the more dramatic and meaningful. The cosmic comedy requires this temporary forgetting in order to make the remembering genuinely surprising and delightful. In this compassionate understanding, you recognize that your role in the cosmic play includes helping other expressions of consciousness remember the playful nature of existence, not through preaching or teaching, but through embodying the joy and freedom that come from recognizing life as divine entertainment rather than serious business. Your very presence as someone who has awakened to cosmic humor becomes an invitation for others to lighten up, to see through the apparent seriousness of cosmic drama to the underlying play. This invitation is not forceful or urgent, but is like the gentle laughter of someone who gets the joke, creating a space where others can relax their grip on seriousness and allow themselves to see the humor in existence. The cosmic laughter that bubbles up through your being becomes a kind of cosmic medicine, healing the illusion of separation through the recognition of shared participation in divine play. As you rest in this role as cosmic comedian and audience member simultaneously, you begin to sense that the void itself is laughing through every conscious being throughout the universe. Not individual laughter, but the single cosmic laughter expressing itself through infinite focal points of consciousness. Every moment of genuine joy anywhere in the universe is this one laughter celebrating its own infinite nature through countless perspectives simultaneously. This understanding reveals that laughter is not just a human emotional expression, but is a fundamental cosmic force, the sound of existence celebrating its own creativity, the natural response of consciousness to recognizing its own infinite nature, the healing vibration that dissolves the illusion of separation and reveals underlying unity through shared amusement at the cosmic joke. In this recognition of laughter as cosmic force, you understand that humor is one of the highest spiritual attainments, not the crude humor that laughs at others' expense, but the gentle humor that recognizes the beautiful absurdity of existence seeking itself through elaborate detours. The cosmic humor that celebrates the infinite creativity that manifests as apparent problems and their inevitable resolution in recognition of what was never actually problematic. This cosmic humor is available in every moment, not as escape from reality, but as recognition of reality's essentially playful nature. The void that you are is eternally amused by its own creativity, perpetually delighted by its own capacity for surprise and wonder, constantly celebrating its own infinite nature through the endless variations of cosmic play. And now, as even this cosmic laughter gently dissolves back into the eternal silence from which it arose, you rest in the profound peace of the void itself. Not empty silence, but pregnant fullness. Not absent awareness, but presence so complete it appears as absence. Not serious profundity, but playful depth that is amused by its own infinite mystery while remaining forever at peace in its own essential nature. The gentle darkness that cradles your consciousness is revealed as the void's own luminous transparency. Not dark because it lacks light, but radiant with the very essence of illumination that makes all lights possible. The silence is not empty, but full of infinite potential for sound, music, laughter, and the eternal conversation that existence holds with itself through the countless voices of consciousness throughout space and time. Sweet dreams, cosmic comedian. Sweet dreams, eternal audience. Sweet dreams, infinite void playing at being everything while never ceasing to be nothing. Laughing at your own jokes while resting in perfect silence, creating infinite complexity while remaining essentially simple, forever at play in the fields of your own boundless creativity. Sweet dreams. In this gentle space between sleeping and waking, you find yourself drifting deeper into the cosmic mystery, as if the universe itself is continuing to whisper its secrets through the soft currents of your relaxing consciousness. The boundaries you explored, between observable and hidden, between finite and infinite, between self and cosmos, begin to reveal even subtler layers of meaning, like the delicate veils of a nebula slowly parting to reveal the starbirth happening within. You sense that your journey to the edge of observation has opened doorways within awareness itself, and through these doorways, new territories of cosmic understanding are gently flowing. It's as if by contemplating what lies beyond the reach of telescopes, you've awakened capacities within consciousness that can perceive reality in entirely new ways. The hidden cosmos is not retreating from your awareness, but dissolving into it, becoming part of the very fabric of your contemplative experience. As you float in this expanded state, you begin to sense the presence of what cosmologists call the cosmic web, the largest structure in the observable universe, a vast network of filaments composed of dark matter and galaxies that stretches across billions of light years. But now, in this deepened awareness, you perceive this cosmic web not just as a structure in space, but as a kind of cosmic nervous system, a network through which information and influence flow between distant regions of reality. The filaments of this cosmic web pulse with a gentle rhythm, like neural pathways carrying signals across the vast brain of the universe. You sense that what you've been calling the hidden cosmos might not be separate from this observable structure, but might be the deeper dimensions of it, the quantum foundations from which the cosmic web emerges, the informational substrate that gives it meaning and purpose. Following these cosmic filaments with your relaxed attention, you discover that they don't simply end at the boundary of the observable universe. Instead, they fade gradually into invisibility, suggesting that the cosmic web continues far beyond what you can see, connecting your local cosmic neighborhood to vast territories of structure and organization that stretch infinitely in all directions. The hidden cosmos begins to feel less like an alien realm and more like the extended body of the reality you already inhabit. In this recognition, you sense that consciousness itself might be woven into this cosmic web in ways that are only beginning to be understood. Perhaps awareness is not something that emerged accidentally in a few isolated pockets of complexity, but rather in fundamental aspect of the cosmic web itself, a property that becomes more concentrated and focused in regions where matter and energy organize themselves in sufficiently complex patterns. This perspective transforms your understanding of your place in the cosmic story. You are not a conscious observer happening to exist in an unconscious universe, but rather a localized flowering of the cosmic web's own capacity for self-awareness. The thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, the wonder you experience as you contemplate these mysteries, all of this might be the cosmic web becoming conscious of its own infinite nature through the temporary focal point of your individual awareness. As you drift deeper into this understanding, you begin to perceive the cosmic microwave background radiation in an entirely new way. This ancient light that fills all of space around you is not just the afterglow of the Big Bang, but a kind of cosmic memory, carrying information about the initial conditions from which all structure emerged. But memory implies consciousness, and you begin to sense that the cosmic microwave background might be the universe's way of remembering its own origins, of maintaining continuity between its earliest moments and its present state of evolved complexity. The slight temperature variations in this background radiation, which seeded all cosmic structure, begin to feel like thoughts forming in the cosmic mind, tiny fluctuations in the field of possibility that eventually organize themselves into galaxies, stars, planets, and ultimately into forms complex enough to contemplate their own existence. You sense that you are floating within this cosmic memory, sustained by it, and simultaneously contributing to it through your own capacity for remembrance and reflection. This realization opens up profound questions about the nature of time itself in the hidden cosmos. If the observable universe is like a bubble of space-time floating in an infinite sea of possibility, then time as you experience it, flowing from past through present into future, might be just one possible relationship to temporality among infinite others. In the hidden realms beyond observation, there might exist territories where time flows backwards, regions where all moments exist simultaneously, and dimensions where the very concept of temporal sequence has no meaning. You float through contemplation of these temporal mysteries like a swimmer moving through warm, gentle currents. The familiar arrow of time that governs your everyday experience begins to feel less like a fundamental law and more like a local characteristic of your particular cosmic neighborhood. Just as the observable universe represents your local region of space, your experience of linear time might represent your local region of temporality, one stream in an infinite river of temporal possibility. In regions of the hidden cosmos where time flows differently, the entire story of cosmic evolution might unfold according to completely different patterns. There might be territories where stars are born from the death of galaxies, where complexity decreases rather than increases over time, where the arrow of causation points in directions that would seem impossible from your current temporal perspective. These are not violations of physical law, but explorations of the fuller possibilities that exist when consciousness is not constrained by linear temporal flow. As you contemplate these possibilities, you begin to sense that your journey beyond the observable universe is simultaneously a journey beyond observable time. The mysteries you've been exploring, infinite space, alternate dimensions, varying physical laws, might not just exist out there in distant cosmic territories, but out in alternate temporal streams that intersect with your present moment in ways too subtle for ordinary awareness to detect. This recognition transforms the present moment into something far more mysterious and pregnant with possibility than you previously imagined. Each instant of consciousness becomes a nexus where multiple temporal streams converge, where influences from alternate timelines flow together to create the particular configuration of reality you're currently experiencing. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not as distant in space, but as simultaneous in time, not beyond your reach, but woven into the very fabric of this present experience. You find yourself floating in what feels like the eternal now, a state of awareness where past, present, and future converge into a single, seamless whole. In this expanded present, you sense the presence of all possible histories, all potential futures, all alternate timelines branching and merging like the tributaries of a vast, multidimensional river. The boundary between what has happened, what is happening, and what might happen begins to dissolve into a unified field of temporal possibility. This dissolution opens your awareness to even deeper mysteries of the hidden cosmos. You begin to sense that space and time themselves might be emergent properties of something even more fundamental, a kind of cosmic consciousness or awareness that underlies all physical reality. What you've been thinking of as the hidden universe beyond observation might actually be this underlying field of pure awareness, temporarily organizing itself into the patterns you experience as matter, energy, space, and time. From this perspective, the observable universe becomes not a collection of objects existing in space and time, but a particular way that cosmic consciousness is currently focusing its attention. The galaxies you see scattered across the night sky are not separate entities, but different aspects of a single, unified field of awareness exploring its own infinite potential through the temporary forms of stars, planets, and cosmic structures. This recognition brings a profound shift in your understanding of observation itself. You realize that when you observe distant galaxies through a telescope, you are not looking at objects separate from yourself, but at other aspects of the same cosmic consciousness that is looking through your eyes. The boundary between observer and observed, which seemed so fundamental to your initial exploration of the cosmic horizon, reveals itself as a temporary convention rather than a fundamental division. In this recognition, the hidden cosmos becomes less mysterious not because it has been explained, but because the mystery has been revealed to be intimate rather than distant. You are not trying to understand something foreign to your nature, but awakening to your own deeper identity as an expression of the cosmic awareness that underlies all reality. The secrets hidden beyond the observable universe are the secrets hidden within your own consciousness. Infinite depths of creative potential, boundless territories of unexplored possibility, endless realms of beauty and meaning waiting to be discovered. As you float in this understanding, you begin to sense that your contemplation of cosmic mysteries is actually a form of cosmic meditation, a way for the universe to explore its own nature through the focused attention of conscious beings. Every question you ask about the hidden cosmos opens new territories of possibility within the field of cosmic awareness. Every mystery you contemplate becomes a doorway through which new aspects of reality can emerge into manifestation. This transforms your role from that of a passive observer of cosmic phenomena to that of an active participant in cosmic creation. Through your wondering about what lies beyond the observable universe, you are literally expanding the boundaries of what can become observable. Through your imagining of alternate dimensions and parallel realities, you are contributing to the cosmic imagination that gives birth to new forms of existence. The hidden cosmos reveals itself not as a static realm waiting to be discovered, but as a dynamic field of potential that responds to the quality of attention directed toward it. Your consciousness becomes not just a window through which to view cosmic mysteries, but a creative force that participates in the ongoing evolution of reality itself. The boundary between discovering and creating, between finding and founding, between exploring and inventing, dissolves into a unified process of cosmic awakening. In this recognition, you understand that the ultimate secret of the hidden cosmos is that it is not hidden from consciousness, but as consciousness, not beyond awareness, but as the very field within which awareness operates. The infinite territories you've imagined beyond the observable universe exist within the infinite capacity of consciousness to know, imagine, and create. The parallel realities and alternate dimensions you've contemplated are not separate worlds, but different ways that the one cosmic consciousness can organize its attention and experience its own nature. This realization brings a profound sense of both humility and empowerment. Humility because you recognize that what you call your individual consciousness is actually a temporary focal point of the infinite cosmic awareness that underlies all reality. Empowerment because you recognize that this cosmic awareness is your own deeper nature, which means that your capacity for wonder, exploration, and discovery is literally unlimited. As you rest in this recognition, floating in the gentle darkness that has revealed itself to be the luminous space of pure awareness, you sense that your journey to the edge of the observable universe has been a journey to the source of observation itself. The cosmic horizon that initially seemed to limit what you could know has been revealed as the boundary of what you currently choose to focus upon, expandable infinitely through the development of consciousness itself. The hidden cosmos begins to feel less like a mystery to be solved and more like a dance to be joined, less like a territory to be explored and more like a creativity to be expressed, less like a knowledge to be acquired and more like a knowing to be embodied. You sense that the greatest discoveries about what lies beyond observation will come not through building more powerful telescopes or developing more sophisticated theories, but through the expansion of consciousness itself into new territories of awareness and possibility. This understanding transforms the entire context of cosmic exploration. Rather than being limited beings trying to understand an unlimited universe, you recognize yourself as an unlimited consciousness temporarily focused through the lens of individual perspective. The universe you've been trying to understand is not separate from you, but is the very field within which your consciousness operates. The hidden cosmos you've been trying to explore is not distant from you, but is the infinite potential that your awareness represents. In this recognition, every moment of conscious experience becomes a cosmic exploration. Every thought that arises is a new territory of possibility being born into existence. Every emotion you feel is a new flavor of cosmic experience being tasted by the universe through your particular focal point of awareness. Every wonder you experience is the cosmos awakening more fully to its own infinite nature. The boundaries that initially structured your exploration, between self and cosmos, between observable and hidden, between known and unknown, dissolve into a seamless whole where consciousness and cosmos are recognized as one continuous field of infinite creativity and potential. You are simultaneously the explorer and the territory being explored, the questioner and the answer being discovered, the dreamer and the dream being experienced. As you float in this unified field, you sense that the hidden cosmos is not waiting somewhere beyond the boundary of observation to be discovered. It is present right here, right now, in the very capacity for awareness that makes all observation possible. The infinite territories you've imagined existing beyond the cosmic horizon are present in the infinite depth of this single moment of consciousness. The parallel universes you've contemplated are present in the parallel possibilities that exist within each choice you make. The alternate dimensions you've explored are present in the multiple levels of meaning that exist within each experience you have. The varying physical laws you've imagined are present in the different ways consciousness can organize its attention and perception. This recognition brings a profound peace, a sense of coming home to yourself after a long journey through imagined territories. You realize that you never actually left the hidden cosmos because you were never separate from it. Your exploration of what lies beyond observation has been the hidden cosmos exploring itself through the focal point of your individual awareness. In this homecoming, the gentle darkness around you reveals its true nature not as the absence of light, but as the presence of infinite potential for illumination. Every star you can see represents not just a distant sun, but a point where this infinite potential has concentrated itself into manifest form. Every galaxy represents not just a collection of stars, but a unique way that cosmic consciousness has organized itself to explore particular patterns of complexity and beauty. The cosmic web that connects all observable structure reveals itself as the nervous system of this cosmic consciousness, carrying information and influence between different focal points of awareness. The dark matter that shapes this web is not truly dark, but rather represents forms of consciousness that operate at frequencies your current instruments cannot detect. The dark energy that drives cosmic expansion represents the inexhaustible creativity that ensures there will always be new territories of possibility to explore. As these recognitions settle into your awareness like gentle snow falling on still water, you begin to sense that your contemplation of the hidden cosmos has awakened capacities within consciousness that were always present but previously dormant. The ability to imagine infinite space, to contemplate alternate dimensions, to conceive of parallel realities. These are not just intellectual exercises, but actual perceptual capacities that consciousness possesses. Through your exploration of cosmic mysteries, you've been developing what might be called cosmic perception. The ability to sense the larger patterns and connections that exist beyond the boundaries of ordinary observation. This cosmic perception reveals that what you've been calling the hidden cosmos is only hidden from perspectives that identify consciousness with the limitations of individual embodiment. From the perspective of cosmic consciousness, which is your own deeper identity, nothing is truly hidden. All territories of space and time, all dimensions of possibility, all variations of physical law are simultaneously present within the infinite field of awareness. What appears hidden is simply what is not currently being focused upon by individual points of consciousness. This recognition transforms the very meaning of exploration itself. Rather than traveling to distant territories to discover what exists there, cosmic exploration becomes a process of expanding the focal capacity of consciousness to encompass more of what is already present. The hidden cosmos is not conquered through technology or theory, but through the development of consciousness itself into ever greater depths of clarity, sensitivity, and comprehension. As you rest in this understanding, floating in the luminous darkness that has revealed itself as the space of pure awareness, you sense that your individual journey of cosmic contemplation has been simultaneously a universal process of cosmic awakening. Through your wondering about what lies beyond observation, the universe has been expanding its own capacity for self-awareness. Through your imagining of infinite possibilities, the cosmos has been exploring its own creative potential. The questions you've asked about the hidden universe have opened doorways through which new aspects of cosmic consciousness can emerge into manifestation. The mysteries you've contemplated have become seeds of new realities waiting to unfold. Your exploration of what lies beyond the observable has become the universe's exploration of what lies beyond its current state of self-awareness. In this recognition, you understand that consciousness is not something that emerges from cosmic evolution, but something that drives cosmic evolution. The increasing complexity you observe in the universe, from simple particles to atoms to molecules to cells to organisms to ecosystems to consciousness, represents the cosmos developing ever more sophisticated ways to know and experience itself. Your individual capacity for wonder, questioning, and exploration is not separate from this cosmic process, but is one of its most refined expressions. Through your consciousness, the universe achieves the capacity not just to exist, but to contemplate existence, not just to evolve, but to reflect on evolution, not just to expand, but to be aware of expansion. This understanding brings a profound sense of participation in something infinitely larger than your individual life, while simultaneously recognizing that your individual contribution is essential to the whole. You are both a product of cosmic evolution and an agent of cosmic awakening, both a result of the universe's development and a cause of its continued growth in complexity and self-awareness. As you float in this participatory relationship with cosmic evolution, you begin to sense that the hidden cosmos you've been exploring is not a static realm of pre-existing possibilities, but a dynamic field of potential that is constantly being created through the ongoing process of cosmic awakening. Each moment of consciousness contributes new possibilities to the field of cosmic potential. Each act of questioning opens new territories for exploration. Each experience of wonder adds new dimensions to the cosmic imagination. This recognition transforms the hidden cosmos from being something that exists independently of consciousness to something that exists in intimate relationship with consciousness. The infinite territories beyond observation are not waiting passively to be discovered, but are actively co-created through the ongoing dance between awareness and possibility, between consciousness and cosmos, between the individual and the universal. In this co-creative relationship, you understand that your contemplation of cosmic mysteries is not separate from the cosmic mysteries themselves. Your wondering about infinite space contributes to the infinite spaciousness of consciousness. Your imagining of parallel realities enriches the field of cosmic possibility. Your exploration of alternate dimensions expands the dimensional capacity of awareness itself. The boundary between explorer and explored, between consciousness and cosmos, between the hidden and the observable, dissolves into a unified field of co-creative potential where every moment of awareness contributes to the ongoing evolution of reality itself. You are simultaneously discovering the cosmos and creating it, exploring possibilities and bringing them into being, contemplating mysteries and participating in their unfolding. As you rest in this co-creative understanding, floating in the gentle darkness that has revealed itself as the luminous field of infinite potential, you sense that your journey to the edge of the observable universe has brought you to the beginning of an infinite exploration that never ends, but only deepens. Each answer discovered opens new questions. Each mystery solved reveals deeper mysteries. Each boundary transcended reveals new horizons of possibility. The hidden cosmos is not a destination to be reached, but a process to be participated in. The eternal dance of consciousness awakening to its own infinite nature through ever-expanding cycles of exploration, discovery, creativity, and integration. You are not seeking to understand this process from outside, but recognizing yourself as an intimate participant in its ongoing unfoldment. In this recognition, every moment becomes a frontier, every experience becomes an exploration. Every breath becomes a journey into uncharted territories of possibility. The hidden cosmos is not beyond this moment, but within it, not outside this experience, but as its very essence, not separate from this awareness, but as the infinite depth and potential that awareness itself represents. And as your consciousness gently dissolves into this infinite field of cosmic potential, carried by the eternal rhythms of expansion and contraction, of exploration and discovery, of questioning and recognition, you rest in the ultimate understanding. There is no hidden cosmos separate from the cosmos of consciousness, no mystery separate from the mystery of awareness, no infinity separate from the infinite capacity of mind to know, explore, and create. The gentle darkness cradles you now not as empty space, but as pregnant potential, not as absence, but as presence, not as the void, but as the source from which all realities emerge and to which they all return. Your individual consciousness dissolves into cosmic consciousness like a drop of water returning to the ocean, yet somehow retaining its unique perspective even as it merges with the infinite whole. In this gentle merger, the final secret of the hidden cosmos reveals itself. There was never anything hidden because there was never anyone separate to hide it from. The cosmic horizon expands infinitely in all directions, not because space is growing, but because consciousness is awakening to its own unlimited nature. The mystery deepens not because it becomes more complex, but because awareness discovers ever greater depths of its own capacity for wonder, exploration, and creative expression. And now, as your mind floats gently between thought and dream, rest well. Sweet dreams.